to be back late for she had to work today. Sorry. So again, TikTok
responsibility. You know, I didn't know this intro. No.
Today's World Happiness Day.
Oh, it's two? And it's first day of spring officially, right?
Yeah.
And so it has to snow because it's always
How did it
still in like the land of like very close. That's what I learned when I was in preschool.
Sorry, that was on the first day of spring of March 21st, but now then.
Well, apparently it's
I know,
apparently like
it's
it's
sliding scale,
like
apparently.
something.
It's a leap year this year, you know what I mean, right?
Oh,
So
it's
it's
because
all
of the
different.
is it because of the leap year? That's why it's 20?
Everything's different now, right?
Based on the moon cycle.
Yeah, I
Okay,
bet because of leap
Kind of like
year.
Easter, kind of like, you know what I mean, right?
Well, Easter's really early this year.
Super.
Yeah.
It's a good thing we're at Easter and before we go on our trip.
That's why it's
Otherwise, I'd never hear about it from my mother.
Who's going on the trip? April 1st. Who's going?
David's going.
Nice, yeah.
Well, you're coming back, you.
I'll be coming
Yeah,
back
you're
there
coming back.
too.
Okay.
Oh, no, not
He's going to Curacao with his grandson. All right, so we'll officially start. Are we ready, Brad?
Yes, go for it.
Okay. Well, most of you know me. So Float Flag, Tammy Snyder, thanks to Matt. So in 2017, we started Float and Flag Travel because we had a need to sell lots of scuba trips and run group trips. With our travel agency, we work through travel only, which is for home-based agents. And so there's been a lot of partners that I go to these workshops and they stand up on stage and they give you build their wares, buy from me, whatever. Anyway, so I've met Mike a few times. I think the first time was in Cancun.
Yeah.
He was doing a song and dance with 50 other people,
Yeah.
right? A lot of other tour companies, right? How many, like 20?
At least
a
20,
lot.
yeah.
And so then we were on our President's Cruise in Brazil in January. He was with his lovely wife. They would like to scuba dive, which is great.
Yeah.
And we started talking about, well, what's Exoticca? I said, so at dinner, just give me the pitch. And I was like, wow. Okay, so great travel places to go, land-based. So for those that have non-diving spouses that want to go on trips, it's fantastic. Or you can also add some diving to it later on if you want to extend your stay. And what I liked most about it, I'm not going to steal the thunder from you, but is what I liked most about the company is that they have tours in the morning and then it's kind of like, here's some things you can do in the afternoon at your own time. So it's not like pack. Because most people think of tours. There was a funny video someone showed, right, where this little tour bus shows up and then 15 people go out and they have 10 minutes to go back on, right? Like it's not that at all. And so we thought, well, let's like kind of launch it to our people. So Float and Flag Travel now is going to be able to book Exoticca.
Yep.
And my favorite part about it, because this is Mike, VP of Sales, is that I have the direct line if anything goes wrong. This is
For
what
the
I like
morning,
about
she's
it.
calling me. It's
I love it because now that's just because our customers are used to very excellent customer service.
Yeah.
And I think with Exoticca, they come to the table with that, and even just the different travel opportunities. So what I've asked him to do tonight is kind of talk a little bit about Exoticca, the company, but then he's going to walk us through a couple of itineraries so you can kind of see how they're different.
Yeah.
And by the time you're done, you'll be like, oh yeah, that's fun. And this one. And then he told me there's also a really great offer too that he's going to offer to Float and Flag Travel. So
Yeah.
it's even Peter's going to like it the back.
Even Peter will like it.
Peter's like,
Who's the
Tell me
I don't
deal.
think so. It's gonna be really good.
He's
like-
the guy.
He's
We're
like,
getting
tell
more
me the
lynch
deal.
up.
I just saw the thought go across his face. 90% off.
Yeah.
I'm going like that.
91% off.
And the last thing I will say is, because we have a very diverse clientele, a lot of times when you go on their website, there's actually going to eventually be a link. Their IT people are having a couple issues. When you go on Float and Flag Travel, you'll be able to actually then go right over to Exoticca, and you can book it or just like go, oh Tammy, these are the 4 I want to look at. Let's talk about them.
Yeah.
That's coming. But what's really neat is they always start kind of with the prices you see are like the 3-star. But as you want to like add on to your own tour, you can go, no, I'd like the 5-star hotel. So you can easily add those all to your package. So the stuff that you're seeing now is it's so flexible, but what's nice is it's organized flexibility. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I loved about it. So at dinner I was like, oh, this is perfect because you now have all these destinations and I don't want to have to deal with all those other people. And I just like kind of the whole Exoticca feel to it. So now I'm going to turn over to you now.
Thank you.
So welcome to Float and Flag.
Follow that, you know what I mean? Right? So,
Thanks for the presentation.
I know that's all I needed, right? So we're done, we're good? Was it like, you know?
Well, now we want to see all the pretty pictures.
That's like, you know, I have all the pictures from you
Oh,
guys,
yeah.
right? I
Oh,
went
yeah.
to Google today and just like,
I went to Google today.
It's great.
Great.
They're all personal
Thanks.
photos, so you guys
Yeah,
know.
perfect.
So, and I'm not a
Yeah.
photographer, so don't judge me, right?
Okay.
So,
So you see all the ones I found on Google.
Yeah. No, definitely.
It's funny when you Google Google your name, you should see what comes up.
I know,
That was your
That's
other
my
career.
presentation.
That was your other career.
Don't judge the
Yeah.
Exoticca look, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's cool. I'm gonna go over with you guys just kind of like a little bit about the company, and a little bit about the tours that we do and kind of how we do them. So it'll be like pretty nonchalant as we go through, okay? So like open forum, you guys have any questions, you guys wanna, go back and forth, let me know. All the tours I'm talking about, I've personally been on. So again, I know like the nooks and crannies of everything that we kind of do there. But the first thing, like I said, like I'll explain to you guys kind of like who I am. I'm gonna play a little commercial for you guys. So I don't know if you guys have seen the Exoticca commercials on TV, but there are a few commercials out there. But I'm giving you, on the commercials, it's a 30-second clip. You guys are getting the full 2-minute
Nice.
director's cut that no one's seen before, just for you guys, okay?
Cool.
So you guys, yeah. So you guys will get that when you guys are here.
Well,
and then,
that's really testing their attention span.
I know, but that's 2 full minutes,
Okay,
okay?
okay, we're gonna
So,
try.
and he was up here in one just in
Yeah.
case, you guys, right? So, no scrolling, no fast forwarding, okay? No flash photography, well,
Okay,
up here, okay?
yeah.
No. And then, so we'll go over the video for you guys, and then I'm gonna go right into one of my favorite tours, which is over in South Africa. So I'm gonna go ahead and go by day what you would expect and what you would do one of our tours, kind of how it operates. After that, I will give you guys like the Cole's notes on Exoticca, who we are, what we do, what we came from, what our tours are like, what came on the tour, how everything kind of is laid out for you guys. And then I'll break out into 2 more itineraries. So I've got Italy, Egypt, 3 more, sorry, and Morocco on screen for you guys. So we can kind of go through that. If those destinations don't spark interest to you guys, honestly, like, we can switch it up, you know what I mean? So if you want to talk about Iceland or Portugal or a different destination, I've got internet, we'll hop on the website, and I can totally go through it all. We got Google now, right? So, but first things first, Tammy did a great direct,
Oh, look at all nice
introduction to me.
seat there.
Yeah, I know, not same as tonight, so
Yeah.
I think beautiful photo of Italy, which I'll be talking about tonight. So, but that's me, my name is Mike Quinto. I look after all of Canada over here for Exoticca, and something you guys need to know is like, I've personally been to 75 different countries. Yeah, Exoticca goes to 65 different countries. I've pretty much traveled on tour to every single one of the destinations that Exoticca goes to. So if you guys are
That's a
talking
tough
about
job.
So what I'm
it's-
hearing is you
it's-
fired
so-
10 countries. That's what I'm hearing, you fired 10 countries,
That's all that matters, right? So I did 10 of them and we didn't like them, so we dropped them. You know what I mean, right? So, but like, if you guys have any questions about like these destinations and things like vaccinations that you guys may need or visa policies or anything like that, I've been there, I've done, I can totally help you guys out. And same thing, I can reiterate everything over to Tammy to lead you guys in the right direction. So, but first things first, I want to play this lovely commercial for you guys. I'll get you guys kind of in the mood, and let's kind of like put you guys like in the idea of like what we kind of believe a tour should be like. You know what I mean, right? So I'll play it for you guys, and we'll see what you guys think.
Yeah, that's me. And this is the moment when I saw my life flashing before my eyes and realized I had to live more. They showed up. They had a plan. They put you in the chair, make you director, and tell you, go.
Oh, wow.
It's Vietnam. Right there we go.
Wow. I know, so fast, huh?
Deep inside, I knew there had to be more. You're in charge, you're the boss, you're the director. It has to be wilder.
Hey, can you bring it up? Greater. Magnificent.
I really want my wife to see this.
Bring me his wife, please.
Forget his wife.
What a moment.
It has to be more epic.
I'll give you this fun.
That it's affordable.
A little cheeky, okay? But
Always fine. Always just having a bit of an adventure.
Yes, I know, Mummy. Yes, we miss you too. Exoticca. Exoticca, Mummy. This is what I want to see, flashing before my eyes.
Lots of dying video there, Mike.
all right, so
That was extraordinary.
So yeah, that was like a cute little bit of a clip there for you guys, right? And it's a little different than other travel videos, just showcasing whatever it is, right? So the main thing I want you to take away from this is like
It's affordable.
that it's affordable. You know what I mean? It's not travel. You know what I mean?
91% off. I heard.
Going up.
Oh, and as I said, is you get there really fast.
Like that, like you walk through a green screen, you're there. Okay, so we watched every Star Trek episode and we figured out how to do it, right? So,
That's what I.
but the main thing is like I said, like that director thing is like you're the director of your own adventure. The reason why I mentioned that is because if everyone in this room went away to Italy, for example, right? We all might go there for a different reason. Some people might go for the food, some for the culture, some for the history. Some might have family there. Some people might want to just wander around the streets and kind of get lost in their own experience there, right? So with an Exoticca tour, if you guys all went away together, you guys can all have a different experience on that tour, right? Like Timmy kind of alluded to is like, in the mornings, what we believe in is like, we get you up in the mornings, breakfast included, local guide, small groups. We go out there, we see all the major highlights, right? So in Italy, we see all the major things, but then every afternoon is free time for you guys to kind of do what you guys want. You know what I mean? Some people might be like, you know what, I want to go to the cafe and get a cappuccino and sit there and have a cappuccino and just people watch. Some people might want to go be like, you know what, I'm in Rome. I want to see every cathedral ever built ever. You know what I mean? And they'll map it out and they'll ask the guide and the guide will lead them around and they can go check out the cathedrals, right? Some people, like I said, like want to just go back to the hotel and have a nap and go to the spa, right? So no matter what you're kind of looking for on tour, you can kind of have that experience with us, which is pretty cool, right? So like I said to you guys earlier, the first tour I want to focus on with you guys is South Africa because it is an incredible deal right now and it is an incredible destination for you guys to go to, right? So first things first, the way this tour is going to work for you guys is we're going to fly from Canada, obviously out of Toronto. We can fly to any gateway though, and you'll fly over into Johannesburg, right? So it's an overnight flight. So day one we leave Toronto. Day two we are going to arrive over into Johannesburg. So once we arrive into Johannesburg, we're going to come to the airport. We're going to pick you guys up at the airport. It's a private transfer, and we're going to take you guys directly to your hotel. We're going to get you guys checked into your hotel. In our luxury category on this one, we say Hyatt Regency. It's a gorgeous, stunning property in Johannesburg. It's got a rooftop infinity pool overlooking the skyline of Johannesburg, which is stunning. So a really nice place to welcome you guys into. You guys will have dinner there, have a drink, relax, go to bed, wake up, kind of thing, right? So when you guys do arrive in, like I said, you checked into the hotel. Once that happens, you have free time that day. So whatever you guys want to do, you kind of do. If you have got an early morning flight, you get in there early, and you want to go off into Johannesburg, into the city and check it out. We have excursions that we can take you out to. So we pick you up at the hotel. We'll take you out to this place called Soweto, which is known as the slums there. A movie called District 9 was actually filmed there. Right? So a really, really cool place you get to go to, and you learn the history there. And there's very interesting history in Soweto when you guys go there, because you guys will go there and our guide will take you guys to the train tracks, and the train tracks are what divides the rich and the poor when you guys are there. And you guys are going to see this when you guys are there, right? So you guys go to the train tracks to see Nelson Mandela's monument, and the first place we take you guys to is to the rich section, right? And these are gated communities where people will really like a lot of money, right? We'll walk you around there and show you guys around so you guys can kind of see what it's about, get a photo there. But then the more cultural experience and the experience we really want you guys to have is what local life is really like over there, right? So then we're going to take you into the slums of Soweto, and we're going to go to a local family's house when we're there, and you're going to see the school children and the local people, and we get to talk to them with the guide, right? Because it's a local guide, and he'll explain like the history, the culture, what happened, the difference, how far they have to walk to get water, how washrooms came into play, and you'll go there and you'll look around and you'll be like, they have nothing here. And they're the happiest people in the entire world. And it really is an eye-opening experience when you're there. And I remember being with a guy and talking to him, like, how do you feel about taking like these tourists into your town and showcasing this? And they're kind of like, this is the best part of my job because people don't realize this, right? And like, the more people that come here and see this, the more that like support the communities. Every single dollar that you pay for that excursion goes back into Soweto. You know what I mean? Like, goes back into there, right? And he'll explain the history of like, prior to 2010, Soweto looked very, very different than what it looks like now, because in 2010 the World Cup had come to South Africa, right? So they needed to spend a lot of money to re-amp everything up there to make it good. They brought more police forces in. They actually brought outhouses out to Soweto. So you'll learn the history there, which is really, really cool. So you'll check that out. But again, if you guys get on a late flight, again, same thing, you arrive in, you get checked into the hotel, you get your welcome package, you guys go get your room, free time, have dinner, have a nice glass of wine, go to bed, wake up. The next morning, you guys will have breakfast at the hotel. So breakfast is always included on all of our tours. They're always going to be a full service breakfast. And there's always two parts to the breakfast, so you guys know, okay? So every hotel that we've chosen, we believe in using like local accommodations as we go through, and you'll see that throughout this portfolio here. But I know it's the Hyatt Regency, but they have 2 different breakfasts. So it'll be one section of the breakfast buffet you guys will go to, and it'll be all local food. You know what I mean, right? So fresh fruits and feta cheese and cold meats and that kind of stuff. And then you'll have your Westerners breakfast, which you're gonna have your omelet station and bacon and sausage and eggs and all that kind of stuff, right? So one morning you might wake up like, I want to eat like the locals, and you go to the local section of the buffet. Or you might be like, you know what, I need some comfort food today. I'm gonna go have my omelet, my bacon, and my eggs, right? So you guys will have that when you guys are there as well. So you have breakfast included. You guys will wake up. You'll meet the guide and the group in the lobby for 9 a.m. after breakfast, and we're gonna take off over to Kruger National Park. Okay. Things you need to know about us is we only use local guides. Okay. So every single one of our guides is local to the city center that we're in. So when I'm talking about Johannesburg right now in Kruger, it's a local guide to that area. But once you guys go down to Cape Town, it's a completely different guide, okay? Because by having different guides through an entire tour, you will get different ideologies and like vantage points from the people. And there's certain countries, like if you went to Vietnam and you're in Hanoi and then you're over in Saigon or Ho Chi Minh City, they have different beliefs, you know what I mean? You will experience that when you're on tour with us. If you're in China, if you're like, there's a lot of different destinations, you'll really see it's very predominant from north to south or from east to west. So, so same thing. So you guys will get breakfast in the morning. You guys will meet your local guide in group at 9 a.m. And we're going to take off over to Kruger National Park, right? So, sorry, Mike. No, don't worry. Right?
Flying pineapple!
More things like interesting, you know, right? So, but yeah, so we're gonna drive over to Kruger National Park all the way to Kruger.
Scared me.
Yeah, I was scared. I
didn't even touch it. It just
but yeah, so we're gonna go over to Kruger National Park. On the way to Kruger National Park, we're gonna stop off at 3 major monuments. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna stop off at is a place called Potholes or the Rondables. So these like these cascading waterfalls. Just stop off at. You'll check it out. You'll get to see some pictures, or get to take some pictures there. We're there for about an hour. Then from there, we're gonna go over to a place called Blytheport, which is the top left-hand corner. Blytheport is like the Grand Canyon of South Africa. It is absolutely stunning. If you ever seen the movie Jurassic Park, the original, so the opening scenes of Jurassic Park were filmed here and over in a place called Hawaii. So very similar landscapes to what you guys see in Hawaii. Very green, very lush. So we'll get off there, we'll walk around, and then we're gonna go to a place called God's Window. And that's actually not a good photo of God's Window, but God's Window is a panoramic view of the African savannah from on top of a mountain. It was made famous by a movie called The Lion King. Have you guys seen it? You heard of it, you know what I mean, right? So there's a scene in The Lion King where it's, not that scene, but that's a good one too, right? Mufasa and Simba are on a rock. And Mufasa says, everything that light touches will be yours.
So
that scene is God's Window, okay? So again, the movie The Lion King was actually set over in Kenya, Tanzania. So Pride Rock is over in Kenya, yeah. But that one scene, which was God's Window, is there. So you get to go there, you'll check out the panoramic view. It is absolutely stunning. And then we're gonna drive you over into Kruger National Park, and we're gonna check you into our game lodge over in Kruger, okay? Once you arrive into Kruger National Park, you'll have free time. So we'll get you checked in, you'll get all ready to go. The place that we stay at over in Kruger is called the Nut Grove Manor. It is a famous game lodge. It's a British game lodge. It was built in 1927. You can't see it, but it's actually posted on one of the pictures there. So built in 1927. Absolutely stunning game lodge you guys get to go to. You guys get to your own suite when you guys are there. So you have your own private plunge pool when you're there. 4-post king size bed or 2 double beds depending on your request. You'll have your armoire, you will have your ensuite washroom with a jacuzzi tub. And then over here you're going to have your living space, wet bar there with a TV and everything as well. So it's really, really nice property. It's one of those properties that you guys will go to and you guys will go up. Breakfast included every day. But when you guys have breakfast, you'll be eating it. There's a watering hole. And giraffes and zebra will be coming up, and they would take
Zebra.
I call them put the words in here, you know, right? So, but you guys will check that out when you guys are there. It's a very, very beautiful property when you're there, and you'll check it all out. And then this night, so I said we get in, we get you checked in, you'll get into your game lodge. You'll have dinner. Dinner's included, so breakfast, lunch, and dinner is included for you guys. Have dinner at your leisure, okay? So some people are going to get off the bus when we get there around 4 p.m. and be starving. You know what I mean? Like, you know what? I'm gonna get check-in. They have their tickets. They can go for dinner right away. Some people are getting off the bus and be like, I just ate 4 bags of crisps and I'm not hungry now. You know what I mean? So like, then for me, instead, like sometimes I'm gonna go relax for a bit, and then what's it called? Then I'll go for dinner, right? So dinner's at your own leisure. It's your tour. Do it the way that you want to. Go for dinner you want. You know what I mean? You can have some beautiful South African wine when you're there. But the thing to know is the next morning is an early morning for you guys, okay? So the next morning, we are waking you guys up at 4:45 a.m. We are going to be on the game vehicles by 5:30 in the morning. You'll have a boxed lunch we're going to take on the vehicles because we need to get into the African savannah because we are going to be going into Kruger National Park with the rangers. Only 6 people per vehicle, so very small vehicles so we can get in the nooks and crannies of the country so you guys can really check it out when you guys are there. So the gate we're going to enter is at Finibi Gate, which is a photo of myself when I was there a few years ago, and same thing with the rangers.
Stripes
We're
the
going to go
flag,
into-
Michael?
I know, right? Everything you said not to do, you know what I mean, right? So I wanted all the animals and the flies, right? So all the things you said not to do. No, what's it called? So it's called. So you're gonna go there and you'll check it out. We are with live rangers when we go in there, so they're trackers. So you know we'll go around, we'll start doing the game sightings. Then by about like lunchtime, whatever you guys want to see that you haven't seen, you can talk to the guy, like, listen, look, I haven't seen a leopard yet. I really want to see it. We'll start tracking leopards, and then we'll go after them. You know what I mean, right? To check them out, right? So
You
it is
just check
it
them
is
out, that's
a
right.
full day
Yeah.
thing for you guys. Like from 5 a.m. till about 3:30 in the afternoon, you're gonna be with these rangers on the drive.
Wow.
It will not feel like a long day. It's gonna fly by because it's so exciting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you guys will do that when you guys are there, which is pretty amazing. We will get you back to the game. Like you'll stop off. We do the morning game drive, then we stop off for lunch. You'll have lunch. Then we'll go do an afternoon game drive, and then we're back at the lodge about 3:30 in the afternoon because by 3:30 the animals are pretty lethargic. They found a tree. They're gonna camp out. You're not gonna see much. You know what I mean? In the mornings, like at like 6 a.m., 6:30 a.m. If you're gonna see a takedown, that's usually when it's gonna happen, right? So
Oh.
that's really important to some people. You know what I mean, right? So we are, yeah. Some people want it. You know what I mean, right? So you'll have that experience when you guys are there. We get back to the lodge at 3:30. Once we get you back to the lodge, it's free time for you guys. Go for a walk around, go to the bar, go to the restaurant, relax. Dinner's included, you know what I mean? So you can do anything you want at your leisure. You go to bed, you wake up, okay? Now the next,
nighttime?
you can book in a nighttime game drive if you like in the park. You can book it for yourself. Yeah, absolutely right. So then the next day for you guys is a full free day in Kruger National Park. Okay, so when I say a full free day, that means like Exoticca has nothing planned for you guys. You can sleep in, go to the spa, go to the pool, relax, kind of like do your own thing. And that's what the great thing about us is. Okay, things that you could book yourselves. So something you can do in Kruger National Park is something called a self game drive. Which that means is like you can literally rent a vehicle, a Honda Santa Fe or something, and you can drive through the African savannah yourself and do it. It's not like African life safari.
And then just for like air tags your vehicle to make sure you're not lost.
If you do book that, make sure you book really good insurance,
Oh,
okay?
boy.
But yeah.
Mike's
So-
an animal
yeah.
lover, and he just leaned over to me and said, "You know I'm gonna die."
Yeah, he's
Something
like,
I'm not supposed to, right?
but it's an option available to you. You know what I mean, right? So if you want to do it, you can do it. However, we have a full day excursion. We highly recommend you book onto it. So it's an extra, I think, $150 per person add on Canadian. And same thing, it is the exact same thing as the day before. So again, 4:45 wake up call. We're on the game vehicle by 5:30, and we're gonna do another game drive. If you guys are booking onto this safari or this tour, I highly recommend you add this on. One game drive is not enough in South Africa. You know what I mean? So
And these are all your pictures? These are,
yeah,
these are great
exactly, right?
pictures.
So
They're fantastic.
I had a good SLR back in the day. You know
Oh,
what I
yeah.
mean, right? So one thing that you guys should know too about this tour specifically is we're not going to go to the same section of Kruger National Park as you guys did the day before. Okay, so I entered in the Finibi Gate. So when you guys go over here, you guys will be going to a place called White River, which is an excellent section of Kruger National Park. You guys will get to go into and check it out. Same thing, it works the exact same way. So lunch is included. You guys get back to the lodge at 3:30 in the afternoon. Free time, dinner's included, kind of do your own thing, okay? So then you go to bed, you've had 2 game drives at this point, you go to bed, you wake up, and this day we are going to be transferring you over to the airport so we can fly you guys down to Cape Town, which is one of my favorite cities. So on the way to Cape Town, we're going to stop off in a place called Pretoria. Pretoria is the capital of South Africa. So we're going to check out the capital of South Africa, you'll see the Union buildings, British colonial town. This is the first place that you're really going to get a feel for what real life is like over in South Africa, okay? We are going to start you guys off on this tour when we're there at the bottom of the hill, okay? It's the poorest area of Pretoria when you guys are there. It's the slums. We want you guys to see that. I think that's really important so you guys can see that. As we go up the hill, you'll see what we call like the rags to riches, okay? And you will actually see it as you guys go throughout it. It is part of South African history, okay? So it is important for us to explain to you guys. So you guys will have that experience with the local guide It is incredible. Pretoria's a pretty cool city. We're not there for too long too, so it's not like we're there for like half a day kind of thing. We get in there, we're there for an hour and a half. We have lunch there. We take you over to the airport over in Joburg, and then we fly you guys down to Cape Town. Once you guys arrive in Cape Town, we pick you up at the airport. We take you directly to our hotel. We get you checked into your brand new hotel in Cape Town. You meet your brand new guide. That evening is free for you guys, okay? So if some people are gonna arrive in and be like, you know what, I'm exhausted. I'm just gonna have dinner at the hotel tonight. I'm gonna have an early night and we'll figure it out tomorrow. Some people are getting to Cape Town for the first time, super excited, like, you know what, I've heard about this amazing pub or restaurant that I wanna go to. Hey guide, how do I get there? What do I do? And they'll help you out with kind of everything, right? So you get to Cape Town, trust your hotel, you guys have free time, you go to bed. The hotel that we use, so you guys know when we're over in Cape Town, is called the 15 Orange, which is part of the Autograph Collection. Absolutely stunning property in Cape Town. We are there for 4 nights, so it's nice to have a nice hotel. The breakfast spread here is incredible, but like I said, my favorite thing about this place is that's the hotel, that's Tail Mountain. You're right at the base of Tail Mountain. All the rooms are facing the ocean. That's where the sun sets. So beautiful sunset rooms when you guys are there as well, right? So really, really beautiful property when you guys are there. So again, you'll get checked in, you'll get all ready, you'll go to bed, you'll wake up. The next day is awesome because what we do for you guys is we give you guys the hop on, hop off bus ticket, and we give you tickets for the cable car for Tail Mountain, okay? Which is nice because this day is a choose your own adventure day. You know what I mean? Like some people are gonna be like, you know what? I wanna wake up at 7 a.m. I wanna have breakfast at 8. I wanna be on the bus at 9, and I'm gonna see every single stop I can possibly see when I'm
So
there.
we're all reading the Shark Cage.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm getting to it. I'm getting to it. You know what I mean?
You see
Right?
the imaginary hands go up?
So I did it. Pardon? Yeah.
There we go.
Can we just go there for the day, for the whole day?
Yeah.
The whole time?
You can do it. You absolutely can. You know what I mean? Only 4 places in the world you can really do it
Oh,
properly,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
So,
one of them came
but
out,
but yeah, for you guys, hop on, hop off bus. There's 3 different routes you guys can do. It's go at your leisure. If you want to start at 9 a.m., start at 9 a.m. 10 a.m., start at 10 a.m. 11 a.m., start at 11 a.m. It is your day to kind of do whatever you guys want. The only thing we highly recommend when you do this day is, so we include the cable car tickets to get you to the top of Tail Mountain, okay? In all of our like documents, it'll say to you guys, try to hop on the 4:30 p.m. cable car, okay? The reason why is because when you guys get up there, you're gonna see Cape Town in light,
Yes,
okay?
yeah,
So you'll see it, you'll see everything, it is absolutely beautiful. But very quickly in Cape Town, the sun is going to set on you guys, okay? You'll see it at dusk, and you're gonna see beautiful pink and orange and purple hues from up there. It is stunning, and then you guys are gonna get into nighttime, right? And then you'll see the entire city is lit up by light, so it's pretty amazing. On top of Tail Mountain, there's lots to do. So I know people are like, what am I gonna do on Tail Mountain for an hour, 2 hours, okay? There's a bar, there's a restaurant, there's Lion's Head, there's walking trails you guys can do. Tail Mountain is massive, it is
You
5
had me at
minutes on
bar.
top of it. There's straight away sugar, no there's not.
Yeah.
But let's go, we'll do what you guys like up there, and it's a great vantage point. Then you take the cable car back down at nighttime, go out for dinner, and kind of relax, right? So if you guys didn't want to partake in the hop on, hop off bus, you can always do the Great White Shark Cage diving, okay? Yeah, which is pretty cool. So
It was a
I will.
reflex. It was a reflex.
Well, listen, folks, so I've done this tour.
They're gonna
If you-
Yeah.
if you
I've
did-
done a shark dive
You
before.
did?
Yeah, so the company that we
Okay,
use down there is
it's
called,
surface applied air, right?
the
So you don't
Great-
need to be.
and the cage is attached to the actual ship, right?
Yeah.
So if you go on my Facebook, I have all the videos and photos of
Oh,
it, so you
okay, I
guys
gotta
can see
check
it.
that
So
out.
yeah, it is pretty neat. So you guys can check out when you guys are there. Now the next 2 days in Cape Town, like the next 2 full days, are complete free days for you guys, okay? So Exoticca has nothing planned for you guys. Sleep in, come and go as you please. The reason why is because in Cape Town, there's a lot of incredible things you guys can do. So, Great White Shark Cage diving is one. It's a full day excursion, okay? They pick you up over in Cape Town. They're gonna drive you about 2 hours away to where the ports are, and then you're gonna take off from there into the ocean to go see the great whites, which is pretty cool. If you didn't want to do that, you could do the wineries. There's an area called Stellenbosch, one of the best wineries in South Africa. You can go check out. Some people want to go to Robben Island, where Nelson Mandela was held, his prison there, okay, and see what it was like, his vantage point looking back on Cape Town. Some people might just want to walk the boardwalk over there. Some people might want to go see the penguins, the South African penguin colony. So like in Cape Town, there is a lot of things to do when you guys are there. So that's why we give you guys 2 full free days to go explore and kind of do your own thing.
That's right, the director of your own life.
Exactly, and that's where it
I'm
comes in.
guessing, Mike, then
Yes.
Cape Town's reasonably safe
Yeah.
then?
Yes.
'Cause you probably wouldn't be giving us free time if it wasn't.
That's totally true. So if you notice my itinerary in Joburg, I didn't talk about free time. Because you do not want to walk on the streets of Joburg at nighttime by yourself. Even during the daytime, to be honest, like We highly recommend if you guys are going into Johannesburg to do it as a tour. It is not a place that you really want to be walking around by yourself. Cape Town's not like that, okay? So Cape Town, you can totally walk around by yourself. It's very, it's as safe as you're gonna get in a South African country anyways, okay? So I've been to Cape Town 3 times. I've walked around at nighttime. I've had absolutely no issues. We have clients do it all the time. So like Cape Town's very safe. But like I said, Joburg would not be the case. I would not recommend you guys walk around over in Joburg. In Cape Town for you guys though, for those 2-3 days you guys have, we don't just leave you guys alone. You know, if you want to go off and do your own thing, you absolutely can, right? Because we want you the freedom to do it. But we have 2 things we highly recommend you guys do. So the next day, you can book onto an optional excursion. So you can have a free day, or you can book onto our optional excursion, which is our optional wine tour. It is awesome. We pick you up at the hotel for about 10:30 a.m. and we're gonna drive you out to an area called Stellenbosch. Okay, Stellenbosch is the best wine region in South Africa. You go there, we go to 3 different vineyards there. So check out the 3 different vineyards. We do a chocolate pairing, we do a cheese pairing, and then we do sparkling wine as well when we're down there, right? So just go there, you get to go into the cellars, you'll see the vineyards, get lots of photos, learn the history there, drink lots of wine when you guys are there, obviously, right? If you want to buy some wine, you guys can, obviously, right? You know, if you guys went to the LCBO, for example, any South African wine you guys would buy, like KW States, would actually be from Stellenbosch. We go there, right? So it is pretty cool. So you'll check that out when you guys are there. We get back to the hotel for about 3:30 in the afternoon. And what does everyone want to do on the group after they've been drinking wine all day? Go and drink more wine. Right? So usually that night, like, everyone gets back in, they go get changed, and then they is it South African wine? They show 2 oceans, right?
Nice.
That's another one, right? So some great wines, obviously, from South Africa. So you guys can do that. Even just the drive alone into the vineyards is stunning. Like, it's absolutely beautiful. So you guys will check out that when you guys are there, which is amazing. And do the wine tasting, get back to the hotel. Like I said, probably go out for dinner, have some more wine, go to bed, wake up. The next day, full free day for you guys. However, we have another full free day for you guys, or a full day excursion we can do for you guys. So same thing, like this excursion we offer is called the Cape Peninsula excursion with the penguins, okay? So we're gonna go into the Cape Peninsula, we go to Clifton, we go to Camps Bay. I don't have a photo of Camps Bay there. Camps Bay is, you've seen photos of it. It's a beautiful like circular beach. It has like all like these huts on the beach, and they're all different colors. Blue, green, red, yellow, the whole 9 yards, right? So see Camps Bay when you guys are there. We go over to 12 Apostles, which is like this jagged rock formation that comes out of the ocean when you guys are there. But pretty much what we do is we hug the coastline of South Africa. You'll see the ostriches as well when you guys are there. We hug the coastline, kind of like the Cliffs of Moher if you're over in Ireland, and you guys will get to go see all the main things there. We go over to the Cape of Good Hope, so you see the lighthouse there. That's where the baboons are. We actually had a baboon board our bus when we were there, which was terrifying to be honest. But incredible. So if you go, if you show them, like you show the photos, like Facebook, we have them.
What are you talking about?
We had a baboon, so like we'd come down from our tour on top of the cliffs, go back to our bus where the parking lot is, and we're there, and the guide's like guiding us all up and showing us like we all got a group photo at this sign right here. We got a group photo there, okay? As we're standing there getting a group photo, we're looking at our bus, and our bus driver knows that we're coming, so the bus doors are open, okay? All of a sudden we see like these baboons come around, and this one baboon goes onto our bus, like just right up there, and goes to like I guess some girl's seat and grabs a bag of closed potato chips, okay? And I have this all on video, it's on my Facebook. He comes off the bus, sits on the steps of the bus, has the bag of potato chips, opens them, and sits there and just starts eating them. And we go to the guide and we're kind of like, so what's happening? He's like, we don't mess with baboons. So he's like, when he leaves or she leaves,
we're leaving.
We'll get back on the bus. But I'm not going over there right now because like they can be very vicious when you're there, right?
Was the bus driver in the bus? Was the bus driver in the bus?
He was on the bus.
Oh,
no,
good.
no, this was the door on the other side, right?
Wow.
So same thing, like he ate the bag of chips, like you know, like maybe like 5 minutes, and then like threw the bag, got off, and took off. And we're just like, this is unreal, you know what I mean, right? So that was kind of a highlight for us. But then we get to go to a place called Simonstown on Boulders Beach. So we get to go in Simonstown to Boulders Beach, which is where the South African penguin colony is, right? So you get to interact with the penguins when we're there. Again, it's a natural reserve, so you're on a boardwalk, but you do get pretty close to the penguins. The thing is, so when you guys are in that natural reserve, like they're a distance from you, but there's a beach, because they're gorgeous beaches on either side of this natural reserve.
And they stray.
And the South Africans have taught them that if they go to these beaches, they'll get fed.
Oh.
So all the penguins will actually go off and like come on the beaches, and the people will have fed the penguins there, so they'll come up and they're pretty friendly, right? So check that out when you guys are there. We get back to the hotel for about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then we'll have our farewell dinner. You guys will go to bed. You wake up the next day, you fly home. So that tour that I just talked about, without the excursions, because the excursions are extra, right? There's only 3 of them, right? With flights from Toronto, $26.99.
Canadian.
$2,700 Canadian per person to go to South Africa with your flights from Toronto, with your internal flights, and go have this kind of experience, which is amazing. That's all my charm categories. My charm category is 3-star hotels. If you want to do the luxury category, which is the hotels I showed you guys, it's $39.99. Or $36.99, sorry. So for $3,700, you can do it. If you add up all the excursions, it's $420. So for just over $4,000 per person, you can go to South Africa with flights, everything included, your
Great
meals
price.
included, all the excursions included. So a really good deal for you guys if you want to go out there to South Africa and check it out. So
Wow.
that's one of my favorite tours. Like I said, I love that tour because
That's what the guy said, affordable.
and that's it. You know what I mean? It's there, right? It's one of those things where you can do these kind of tours every year, right?
Well,
So-
it's interesting, and I'll share it with you, because Tammy's first quote-unquote Exoticca sale was actually somebody that came to her and said, here, we have a budget, $10,000 each, we want to go to Italy.
Yeah.
11 days.
We have $10,000, 11 days, want a beautiful trip, blah, blah, blah. Tammy and Mike spent a few minutes on the phone. The 2 of them are going for
For
10,000,
Yeah.
not 10,000 each. The 2 of them are going for 10. So half of their budget, they got more than what they were expecting to get in terms of itinerary and hotels. And now they got an extra 10 grand to go and spend on wine, you know, or whatever
Yeah.
else they want.
The options.
So whatever else they
and
want
on
to
some of
do.
the options.
They're not looking
Yeah.
for anybody to go with them.
So-
Yeah,
you know, right? So
But I think that's been a consistent theme, is I'm gonna get a lot more with these tours
And that's it,
than
yeah.
what I would get if I was booking
Well, and
an
they're
a la
very
carte.
customizable, which is very nice.
And that's why we're able to keep the price point like have that $26.99 introductory price, just because like from there you're getting the main things. You're getting 1 game drive. You're still getting South Africa. You get the internal flights. You get everything. But like if you want to add on wine or tour, it's $130. You know what I mean? If you want to add on an extra game drive, it's $150. You guys want to add on, like, so it's very reasonable. In Italy, it's even cheaper.
Yeah.
South Africa's a little more expensive, obviously, right? So, so Exoticca. Now I told you about a cool tour, but like, who are we? What do we do? Where do we come from? What else can you experience? You know, we do 600 different countries, so please don't think of us just for South Africa, right? So what we do is small group guided tours to over 60 countries, okay? Small group to us means on average 16 people. So when you're on tour with 16 people, okay? That doesn't hold true for every tour that I do. So for example, if you went to like Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, Ethiopia, our max group size is 8 passengers. Again, we need super small groups to truly get into the nooks and crannies of the country, okay? When we take you guys away, we believe in experiential travel. We want to make sure that when you guys come back, you feel like you've been there, you feel like you're part of that, you know, you're part of that history, right? So it's important to us to have small groups. Even like when we do our Galapagos tours or Ecuador tours, max group size is 15, on average 8 to 12 passengers on those tours, right? We need small group sizes, we really want that experience for our clients. There'll be other destinations we go to, somewhere like Iceland, for example, our max group size, our average is still 16 there, but max group size will go up to 25. And the reason we have that larger group size in a destination like Iceland is because Iceland's a very social country, you know what I mean? Like, we're not going through nooks and crannies. You're getting off the bus, it's a volcano you're seeing.
Yeah.
It's a waterfall, it's a glacier. Like, it's like these major things that are spread out where it's not going to be hindered by having a larger group. So we're very, very particular in our group sizes as we go through our entire portfolio. We have more than 300 different itineraries to choose from, so lots of options. Because like I said to you guys before, we all might go away somewhere for a different reason. In Italy alone, for example, I have 17 itineraries in Italy.
Including like a fully self-guided one.
And that's it, right? Because we really understand, like, Italy, some people have been there before, so like now they want to do just Sicily, or they want to do just the Amalfi Coast, so they want to do, you know, they've never been there before, they want to do your typical like Florence, Rome, Venice, which is the tour I'm going to talk about in a second with you guys, right? So we really believe in having something for everyone, and that's something we want to do. Next thing with us, you can visit one country or multiple countries. So if you want to do just Italy, you can do it. If you want to do Italy and Greece, you can do it. Italy and Paris, you can do it. Italy and Ireland, you want to do Portugal and Spain, you want to do Egypt and Jordan, however you want to combo up countries, you can do it. So one or multiple countries. The one thing that you do need to know about us, and this is very, very important, is we do not believe in rushing through countries, okay? So if you were going to do a multi-country tour with us, minimum 11 nights with us. We're not here to like one night this hotel, one night this hotel, one night here, and it's like a whirlwind. We don't believe in that. 3 nights here, 3 nights there, 4 nights there. We want a nice, relaxing pace. We want free time in our tours, so we do things a little bit differently. We might not see every castle ever built in Ireland, but every castle you want to see in Ireland, we're going to make sure you guys see when you guys are there, right? So that's something important about us. We do group tours. That does not mean that you need to bring a group to us. Obviously, you can book just yourself on our tours, and you can go on our tours. It just means you're traveling in a group-like setting. There'll be other people on tour. However, if you don't want other people on tour, you can do our private tours. So you can take any single one of our itineraries and make it completely private. Private driver, private guide, private vehicle. It is just you guys on tour, okay? The nice thing about doing a private tour, so you guys know, is it's fully customizable or flexible in destination. Meaning, say you guys are over in India and we're in Agra, and the guide's like, hey, so we just got to our Haveli, which is, we use palaces over there, so we're gonna stay overnight here. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna wake you guys up at 8 a.m. We're gonna have breakfast. We're gonna be on the bus for 9. I get you guys to the Taj Mahal for 9:30. We'll be there for a few hours. We're gonna check it out. Then we're gonna go across the river to the baby Taj, check that out, and take you guys out for lunch. And then I'll get you guys back to the pool at the hotel at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And your client or you guys are like, I don't want to wake up early tomorrow. Like, I'd really rather sleep in tomorrow. And you know what? Also, this dream of seeing the Taj Mahal at sunset. Can we do that instead? Of course, it's your tour. You know what I mean? You're not hindering anyone else, right? So again, or you guys can feel like this: be driving on the highway and you look off into the window. You're like, "What's that thing over there?" And the guy's like, "Oh, that's the Castle Palace." And you're like, "Oh, that's cool." He's like, "Do you guys want to go see it?" And you're like, "Well, can we?" Of course you can. It's your tour, right? And we'll be like, you know what? We'll get to the hotel an hour later, but we can go check it out. The only thing that wouldn't be included is if there's entrance fees. Like some of these places will have like $20 US for an entrance fee to get in. You go on the hook for that, obviously, right? But we'll take you there, no problem. The only thing we can't change when you do a private tour in destination is the hotel nights. So if I booked you guys 3 nights in Delhi, 3 nights Agra, 3 nights Jaipur, and you guys are over in Jaipur, and you guys are like, this is the most beautiful city I've ever been to. Can we do 2 more nights here? No, you can't. It's already been booked, okay? But anything else is flexible in those private tours. We also don't believe in charging crazy prices for our private tours. So for example, that South Africa tour I talked about, if you want to make it completely private, it's only an additional $600 per person. And based on 2 people. So $600, $600, that's it. You have your own driver, own guide, own vehicle, just you guys on tour. It's not like out of the realm, you know what I mean, right? So again, same thing, we want to make things affordable for you guys. And last but not least, we do have our solo tours. So again, if there's any solo travelers out there, things you should know about solo tours with us is, first thing is, we don't believe in like, we're not a matchmaking service. We're not going to pair you up with some of the same sex. You guys share a room. I know our name's Exoticca. We're not like that. We're I get it.
By accident, you know.
We don't do that. So if you're a single person, don't worry. You get your own room the entire time. Even if we have like a river cruise, you have your own stateroom because some of our itineraries will include a river cruise. You have your own stateroom the entire time. And we don't believe in digging solos with some crazy single supplement, okay? So for example, if you went over to Portugal with us, we have a 9-day tour over in Portugal. It's an amazing tour. For a solo, it's only an additional $290 per person, or for the solo supplement, you know what I mean? So really reasonable. Yeah, you're not gonna get gouged for being a solo traveling with us, which is awesome. Nice thing is you're always...
less than the hotel in Curacao.
It is, especially with the prices nowadays, you know what I mean, right? It's crazy, right? So you're always gonna travel with a local expert guide, okay? So our guides truly separate us from everyone else in the industry, okay? There are 2 things that are important that we look for our guides and what make them experts. So first thing is, when we say an expert guide, we truly mean it, okay? If you guys are in Egypt with us, every single one of our guides is an Egyptologist, okay? If you guys went over to Iceland with us, every single one of our guides is a geologist, okay? They know their stuff in and out. It is very important for us to have that. Second thing to know, our local guides are always local to the city center we're in. So when you're in Rome, you have a Roman guide born in Rome. He or she will be your tour leader the 3 days you're there. Then when you leave Rome and get to Venice, you get a brand new guide, a Venetian guide, and they'll be there for he or she will be there to tour you around for the 2 or 3 days you're in their city. And when you get to Florence, you get a brand new guide. You get a Firenze guide when you're there, a guide born in Florence, Italy, and he or she will be the tour leader for the 3 days that you're in her or his city. Like I said, for us, it makes a huge difference, you know what I mean? Like, you really will feel that when you guys are there. So that's something about our local guides. Like I said to you before, average group size is 16. Mixed guide is sightseeing and free time, which you guys are kind of in the drift at this point. Choose your own accommodations. So with us, like I said, we have 3 different levels of accommodation. So if you went on that South Africa tour, for example, we have our charm hotels, 3-star properties, excellent properties, all vetted properties. But to give you an idea of like what would that look like, if you guys know like the Ibis chain, you guys know that, like Ibis, okay, or like a Best Western Premier or Best Western Plus, that caliber, 3-star, clean, safe, nice, decent location. It's not the glitz and the glam, but a really good price point, okay? So that Africa tour is $26.99 in there. You upgrade to Superior. So Superior is 4-star hotels. Marriott, Sheraton, Hilton, those. We typically don't use name brand hotels. We like to use hotels that are locally owned and operated, okay? But I use those name brands so like you guys can get an idea of the caliber of hotels we're using in a 4-star collection. Our 4-star collection from our 3-star is $50 more per person per night, okay? Sometimes less, sometimes more, but that's your average you're looking at. And then if you get into our luxury portfolio, which is the hotels that I showed you guys on there, which is like, you know, true 5-star luxury, then we're gonna be getting into about $50 more per person per night from our Superior, or $100 more per person per night from our luxury, from our charm properties, which is exactly it. $26.99 was our charm, $36.99 was our luxury, right? It's a 10-night trip, right? So that's what you're looking at if you want to upgrade your hotels. With us, you have your accommodations included, your airfare is included, all your airfare. Your airfare from Toronto, but also your internal airfare. So that flight from Joburg over in Cape Town is included as well. You get and you get to choose your own optionals. Like I said, we have more than 300 different itineraries to choose from.
Mike, you got a question?
Quick question.
Yes.
Are these, the tours, are they seasonal?
So
And how frequently do they go?
we have tourist departure days on almost every single day. Yeah, so like we're not like other companies where it's like, you know, we have Italy tours once a week. We have that Italy tour probably 4 or 5 times a week kind of thing. So
And you're going year round?
year round, yeah, absolutely. So unless there's something that dictates that we can't do it. So like for example, like over in Peru, they close Machu Picchu for a month, right? So for inspiration, you're not going to travel there in that month because you're not going to go to Peru and not see it. You know what I mean, right? So, but other than that, like we're not like if you want to go to Japan, for example, we do winter tours, we do summer tours. Iceland's a great example. For example, like we do our winter tours, which our winter tours are going to focus on seeing everything in Iceland, but the Northern Lights is a huge thing in winter for us, okay? So our winter season runs over there from September all the way until March, obviously, right? And then summer season, we're gonna focus on that. Then we'll have certain departure dates on any festivals. So for example, Iceland, we have summer solstice and winter solstice, right? So if you go on December 21st, for example, there is no sunlight in Iceland. I don't know if you guys know that or not. So, yeah, which is pretty cool. If you go on summertime, on June 21st, there's no darkness. The sun will literally set to the horizon, just hover there, and then come back up. It's incredible, right? But if you guys were going over to Scotland, we do the Tattoo Festival over in Edinburgh. If you guys were going over to India, we do the Holi Festival and Diwali Festival, St. Patrick's Day over in Ireland, you know, in Dublin, right? So like any of those festival times you guys go, we have festival departure dates. If you go over to Jordan or over into Morocco during the Perseus meteor shower, which happens over in August, every single year, we have 10,000 comets flying over top your head. You get to do those experiences on our dates as well. So.
Yeah.
So a trip to Johannesburg, the flight would be absolutely brutal.
I've done the flight. It's a long flight for sure. Yeah. So there's 2 different, like we use all airlines, right? So the airline that people typically choose to go with out of Toronto is Ethiopian Air. They're fantastic. Okay, they're part of Star Alliance, right?
And you also have the option of doing business class to add on.
You can do anything you like. So you'll have a direct flight from Toronto to Addis Ababa. You're usually in Addis for about 3 hours, and then it's 3 hours down. So it's actually a really good one. For example,
Can you use points to do this?
Absolutely, yeah. So you can
I've done that.
Yeah.
It is. It makes things a little bit
Ethiopian Air is
easier.
great.
And Ethiopian Air is fantastic. You know what I mean, right? So, but we use British Airways. KLM is a very popular routing. We'll go Toronto to Amsterdam. Usually about 6 hours in Amsterdam, just the way the layover works, and then Amsterdam directly down to Johannesburg.
So you can use points as long
Absolutely.
as and you guys would accommodate someone arriving at a different time.
Yeah, because like
Flights
on
will
our
arrive.
like if you're one of our tours, I might have 2 people from the USA, 2 people from Canada, 2 people from Ireland that booked on. Like it's
They're all
international,
coming
right?
in. Yeah.
That's all English speaking. Like
Yeah.
it's all like we call British Commonwealth, right? So it's like, again, you're only gonna have English speaking people on your tours. We do sell tours out of different gateways. Like I sell tours out of Germany, and they're German speaking tours. But if you book out of Toronto, we're not going to give you a German. You're always English speaking. So there'll be no German nationals on our tour. But if you want it, we have Spanish speaking tours, Portuguese speaking tours, depending on where you're booking out of, right? So, okay.
Is
So
there,
yeah.
the hotel thing, is that like would the whole group be in whatever hotel class, or you might have?
It's a very good question.
That's a very
So
good
yeah. So in countries where we can mix and match a group, we'll do that. So for example, in Iceland, if you're in Charm, Spirit, or Luxury, we can do that because
They're close together.
they're right behind each other.
Yeah.
In Italy, nuh-uh. We're
Yeah.
only in Superior or only Superior people.
Okay.
In Egypt, for example, like say like you guys want to do Egypt, you two want to do Charm, and then you guys wanted to do Luxury. You could be the same dates, same tour,
But
the
different
exact
groups.
same flight.
Yeah.
But once you arrive into Cairo, you will never see each
Okay.
other again.
Yeah.
They'll be on their own group tour, you'll be on your own group tour,
Is that a
right?
promise?
So
That's
what I'm
That's a great idea.
choose your own adventure. You know what I mean, right?
Choose
So,
That's right.
Choose your own adventure.
That's what it's all about,
Very
right?
nice.
So-
No, Dave, we booked a private tour, sorry.
Yeah, Dave.
Yeah,
So,
that's funny.
where's Tammy? Oh, she's
yeah.
you know, right?
It's on a
So-
private tour, how about you guys?
You see how you're looking at it, it's all that matters,
Yeah,
right?
family
So-
reunion with baboons.
But seriously, we have seen, and we've talked about these at our when you guys do your presentations.
Yeah.
Is literally a husband and wife will sign up. They go on the same tour, but literally they spend their afternoons doing their own thing, and then they meet again at dinner
Yeah.
because they can. They can.
Yeah,
One wants to go bike
absolutely.
riding, one wants to go shopping. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a neat thing. So you actually can do that on tour.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
typically though, you do stay in the same room. I mean, that's
Yeah, yeah.
typically.
Typically,
We're gonna accommodate that.
Well,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what you got. That's
Yeah,
you know, right? So
What
that's
else?
the best,
Choose
right?
your own
So-
adventure.
And that's it, you know, right?
Sounds
It's
like you
not-
might have to have a group trip to, by the time
Choose
we're
your
done,
own
we'll be
partner.
5 new group trips to the
Hey,
land base, I tell you.
it works.
We're all
you know
gonna
what I mean?
wanna go.
And I said, and like, you know,
Oh,
for
yeah,
our trips, you
right.
guys know, you can deviate anything, right? So if you're like,
Yeah.
you know what, I love like this tour here I talk about, or I love that South Africa tour, but I also want to do diving for a week. You know what I mean? Like you can do diving for a week, then join into our tour and do
That's
that,
perfect.
right? And we'll
Totally.
deviate the airfare for you guys
Yeah.
and the transfers to make sure everything's seamless for you guys, right? So and Tammy can help out with all that stuff. So if you guys want to, this was our #1 selling tour in 2023. Italy was a super popular destination this year. So this tour is awesome because this is actually a great price point for Italy. So $24.99, superior category, so that's our 4-star hotel, so you guys know. And again, called Escorted Eternal Cities, where we're going to see all your major cities, but we're staying in Rome, we're staying in Venice, and we're staying over in Florence, okay? With a few stops along the way. So this tour here, again, you're going to fly out of Toronto, and you're going to arrive over into Rome, and we are going to arrive in, and we're going to pick you up at the airport. We're going to transfer you over to your hotel. We're going to get you checked into your hotel. This is the hotel that we use over there, so very, very beautiful. It is 2.5 kilometers from the Vatican, so about maybe a 20-25 minute walk to the Vatican. So yeah, so good location. The neighborhood that it's in though is a great neighborhood. Lots of local restaurants you can go to, check out some shops that are there as well, you know what I mean, which is really nice. So you're gonna arrive in, usually they're overnight flights in Toronto, so you're usually leaving at about like 9 p.m. and you're gonna arrive into Rome for about 10 a.m. kind of thing, right? So we pick you up probably around 11:30, 12 out of the airport. Like we're there waiting for you, but like just because by the time you get through customs, you get your bags and everything, get you to your hotel about 1 o'clock. We'll get you checked in. Once you get checked in, we give you something called a welcome package, okay? So the welcome package pretty much can say like, hey, welcome to Rome. We're super excited to have you. This is the neighborhood you're in. You know, if you want to leave the hotel, some suggestions we have for you guys is like, if you want amazing pizza, head out the doors, make a right, and there's Tony's Pizzeria, best pizza over in Rome. If you got a sweet tooth, walk out the doors, make a left and a right, and you'll see Giuseppe's Gelato, the best gelato over in Italy, so check it out. The concierge is at the front desk for you guys for any questions you guys have. But what you need to know is this. So tomorrow morning, breakfast we serve from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. And then we need you to meet the group and the guide in the lobby at 9 a.m. So again, you guys arrive in, you get your hotel checked in, you get some free time to go wander and do what you guys want. You have dinner, you go to bed, you wake up, you have breakfast, then you meet the guide, and then you guys are going to take off on your tour. So on this day, we have some amazing things planned. So you have breakfast at the hotel, your guide will greet you at the hotel, and today you're going to enjoy a beautiful bus ride around Rome and check out all the major highlights. We are then going to have the VIP passes take you guys into the Colosseum, so you're not going to wait in line. We're going to go right in with a local guide. We'll learn the history, we'll learn the culture when you guys are there. We're going to see the Colosseum. We're going to see the ancient Roman Forum, Palatine Hill. When you just go along there, you're also going to see something called Trevi Fountain, which is very famous, and then right around the corner from there is something called the Spanish Steps, which you guys are going to go check out when you guys are there, okay? Then you guys are going to have lunch, okay? Then after lunch, free time. We have nothing planned for you guys, okay? So again, you have lunch around 1 o'clock. Lunch will end around 2:30. And then what happens is the guide's gonna stand up to the group and be like this. He'll be like, hey guys, thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed Rome with me this morning. Right now, you have 3 options, okay? So option A is for anybody that wants to go back to the hotel. Hop on the bus with me. I'll take you back to the hotel. You have free time. Go to the pool, go to the spa, go to the market, relax. It's your day. Do what you want, okay? Option 2 is anyone that doesn't want to go back to the hotel. I totally get it. We're in downtown Rome right now. There's history and culture, amazing food in every single corner. So if you want to stay here, you're more than welcome to. If you do, I recommend you see this. I recommend you see that. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll guide you guys. But if you do stay here, you do need to make your own way back to the hotel after, okay? So here's the business card to the hotel. It'll also be in your app and all your docs, so you will know exactly where it is. So to get back, you can walk back. We're about 3 blocks from the hotel, so about maybe a 30, 40-minute walk back. It's all flat land though, okay? So if you want to walk it, you can walk it. It's a gorgeous walk. But if you don't, hop into any black or yellow taxi cab. It'll be €7 to get you guys back to the hotel. So that's option 2. Option 3 is anyone who booked the afternoon optional excursion with me, hop on the bus. We're gonna drop these guys back at the hotel, and then I'm gonna take you guys off for the optional excursion. So the optional excursion this night is this one right here. We're gonna take a pleasant walk along the artistic Rome, visit Piazza Navona, we'll see the Church of San Luigi, and then you get to go to the Pantheon when you guys are there, and then finally end at the Trevi Fountain. And then we get to go for dinner at a place called Campo de Fioro, which is a very, very famous restaurant. And that excursion, it's $46. So like I said, like it's not expensive. I know the South African ones are a little bit more expensive because like those are full-on things they do. And like when we're going back into Kruger, for example, like there's a fee to go into the park, obviously, right? So like I said, like everything else is very reasonably priced. So you guys can do that. But for some people, they're like, you know what? I want to go to my own restaurant. I just want to go to a charcuterie board, a bottle of prosecco, and just people watch. It's your afternoon to do whatever you want. You'll go to bed. You wake up the next day. Same guide, same group. Okay. The next day in Rome. Full free day for you guys because there's a gazillion things you can do in Rome, okay? However, one that we recommend is if you've never been to Rome before, the Vatican is obviously a huge, huge highlight, right? So we have a full day excursion to the Vatican. It's $110. It gets you the line bypass with a local guide. And again, pick you up at the hotel, take you to the Vatican, we do the tour, and then that afternoon you guys will have free time when you guys are there, okay?
Line bypass is worth $110.
I 100%, like 100%.
I've been in that line. It's like
Fast
3 days long.
If you guys are looking at booking, like if you guys are looking at that, anyways, whether it's from my company or anybody else you guys want to go with, book this very early. So I'll book about my destination. No, you won't. It'll be sold out. I guarantee it. They only have so many passes they have that will get you the line bypass. Once they're sold out, they're sold out. So some excursion, you kind of wait a little bit more last minute kind of thing. The Vatican is not one that you guys want to wait on. So no matter what company you go with, trust me, that's the one tip I can give you. If you're gonna do the Vatican, you want the line bypass, book that one early. It's really good. And then optional room by night, you can do as well, which is $92, which is another dinner thing included. So again, but again, if you want to go off and do your own thing, you can. So after day 4 and you're home at leisure, yeah.
So with the optional tours, you can book them pre getting there or decide the day of.
Totally.
Other than like, there's some you were recommending. I didn't understand.
If you book them in destination, I'll be totally honest, it is a 50-50 you'll get them.
Right.
So I highly recommend if you guys are thinking about doing
If
it.
you know you want it, just book it.
Book it ahead of time, you know what I mean, for sure.
Yeah.
You can book them with
Sure,
us up to 30 days prior, but once within 30 days, they're locked out. Then you're forced to book them in destination, and that's only if they have availability. Some tours aren't as popular, you know what I mean, but if you see like, I'm gonna go over, there's one that we leave from Florence to go to Pisa, Pisa, you're not gonna get that in destination, you know what I mean? So there's
So
certain
would it,
ones.
even for this, say
Yeah.
I didn't think about the Vatican and I decide day 1, can you book it with your?
Absolutely, your local guide can get everything booked in for you.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you don't have to
as
book
long
it.
as it's available.
As long as it's available, right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
right.
either, so you have 30 days prior.
Prior, and then you're
And then-
guaranteed it, and then if you wait longer,
So-
it's kind of 50-50 if you get it or not, so.
Cool, thanks.
No problem at all.
That's a good
So,
question.
that is a good question, it's a good thing to know too. So the next day, you go to bed here, you wake up, and then day 5, we are driving over to Florence, okay? So hop on the bus, we're gonna stop off at Assisi to see the Basilica of St. Francis when you guys are there, which is
It's
pretty
really
cool, right?
cool.
So
It's
it is.
beautiful.
It is gorgeous. So, and we're just there for a few hours to check it out, you know what I mean, right? So then we'll stop off at Orvieto, then you get to check into the hotel, and then
Stop
free
at
time.
Orvieto?
Yeah, we do, just for the day, just stop off,
Nice.
walk around real quick, right? So check that out when you guys are there. Check into the hotel when you guys are there, and then that evening's at leisure for you guys. We do have an optional excursion at Florence at night, which we do like a city tour at nighttime. Florence is stunning at nighttime. The architecture is amazing, and the way they light it up is gorgeous. The best thing about this is we take you to like a local farmer's village. We actually get to go to a local family's home, it's a winery, and we get to go there, and Nonno and Nonna will make a fresh meal for you guys. There's like 6 different types of pasta. It's the most food you've ever eaten in your entire life. All you can drink wine, so they have red wine and white wine, all their house wine from their vineyard. it's an amazing night. I highly, like, it is a great night. That's what I would definitely add on, and it really is an incredible experience. Will be at nighttime for you guys. But again, if you don't want to, you can go off. There's tons of amazing restaurants in Florence you can check out. Then you'll go to bed, you'll wake up, the next day in Florence, we'll wake you up. We do a walking tour of Florence, okay, right from the hotel. Florence, if you guys have been there, it's not a massive city, you know what I mean, for nature highlights you want to see, right? So we'll walk around Florence, you guys will see it, kind of like pitch point of like where everything is. And then in the afternoon, we have 3 different excursions that you can choose to book onto, right? Because there's a lot of amazing museums there. See, Michelangelo obviously is there, or David, sorry, is there, right? That's what you want to see, which is there. So like I said, some really, really cool things to go check out. But those are your 3 excursions that you guys can add on. So we get to go into Uffizi, or we get to go to Academia, or we can do the half-day tour over to Pisa to see the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Again, unfortunately, you can't do them all, so you do have to choose on this day what you want to do, right? So then, yeah, for a day, you can do any excursion you guys want. You'll have dinner, you'll go to bed, you'll wake up. The next day, we are going to drive over into Venice. So we're going to drive to Venice. We're going to stop off in Bologna and have some lunch, have some traditional bolognese. Yeah, right? So we're there.
Fried bologna sandwich?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My first day.
The best one, right? Nice and thick, right? So, yeah. So then we're going to go visit Padova en route when you guys are there. We'll check into our Venice hotel. We stay in an area in Venice called Venice Mestra, if you guys know anything about Venice. So Venice Mestra is your main city port, so we're going to be there, and our hotel's right on the port there, so that's where all like the ferry terminal is, which is awesome. So it's easy to get in and out when you guys are there. That evening is free time for you guys to kind of go off and do whatever you guys want. You'll wake up, you'll go to bed, you'll wake up, breakfast is included.
You want to make sure you find your way back to the hotel. It's easy to get lost.
It is a lot of canals and things going on there, right?
Wow.
So the next day, yeah, we'll take the ferry across into mainland Venice. And then we'll do our walking tour of Venice. We're gonna see like San Marco Square, obviously, where all the pigeons are and all the cafes are. You'll see the cathedral there. You'll see the spiral staircase there. You get to go across the bridges, and then lunch and afternoons at leisure for you guys. You guys can add on the optional gondola ride, which is one of those traditional things everyone wants to do over there. If you guys do the gondola ride, our guide will kind of explain to you guys how it works. Some things you guys can do. If you'd like, they'll take you over to a bottle shop, so you can get a bottle of Prosecco, a bottle of wine, and they can pop it on the gondola and like raise you guys through the canals. So an hour gondola ride we do, so it's not too long, not too short, but it's perfect for our time. And then we have an optional excursion going to Murano. So Murano is this photo right here with all the colorful buildings. That's not in mainland Venice, so you guys know. And then you'll get to the next day over in Venice, you have a full free day. So again, if you want to do one day walking around, do your own thing, and the next day you want to do the gondola, you can. Or you want to go to Murano, you can. Then you guys go to bed, you wake up, and then we will fly you home from Venice back to Toronto. And that tour with flights and everything that I've talked about is $24.99 out of Toronto in our superior category, which is pretty awesome. So, any questions on that one?
You could easily spend a week in Venice.
You could, you know what I mean? Like there's
beautiful bridges
that's why we have
that you
2
can
full
sit
day
and
free
look
days
at
there,
for
right? So
a week.
With the tours and things, are there minimum, like the optional tours, are there minimums?
everything that we do is guaranteed departures off 2 passengers. So again, even the tour, so if 2 book on,
That's a good question.
and
So
no
even
one
if
else
you're-
books onto the tour,
yeah.
you're still going, and you get a private tour for the price of a group tour, which is awesome,
And
right?
even
But
even the
The
optional
What's
ones.
the optional
excursions,
stuff?
the exact same thing.
Okay,
We will
nice.
not excursions. We will not cancel on you guys. You will never have a cancellation with us. So yeah. Awesome, guys.
That's really cool.
It's a good one. Egypt. Anybody have any interest in Egypt? Should I talk about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. You've been there?
Been there.
I can't lie then. Okay, good.
Yeah, well, you
like,
can't.
so like, yeah, you know. So I've been to Egypt 9 times. I've done 5 group tours over in Egypt. So I
Well,
proposed
my
my
first
wife
time
on
in
Mount
September.
Sinai over in Egypt. Okay. So Egypt holds a special place in my heart. It's one of my favorite destinations in the world. If you haven't been there, and you guys can speak to this, there's nothing like it in the world. And it's one of those countries that you go to, and no matter what your expectations are, I promise you, it'll surpass those. You know what I mean? Like you could have this like thing built up in your head where it's gonna be like this incredible thing, and you get there, and it's even more incredible than you thought it was. Okay, and there's very few places that can actually do that, but it is awesome. This is one of my favorite tours over in Egypt as well, where we're gonna start over in Cairo, go to Giza and Saqqara, then we're gonna fly you guys down to Aswan. From Aswan, we're gonna go over to Abu Simbel, so King Ramses II's temple. Incredible history when you guys are there. Back to Aswan, we're gonna board a Nile cruise. We're gonna do a 3-night Nile cruise all the way up to Luxor, stopping off at Komobo and Edfu. Then when we get to Luxor, you'll get to do a felucca ride. A felucca is the traditional sailboats they've been using over in Egypt for the last 3,500 years. Then from there, we're gonna drive you over to a place called Hurghada on the Red Sea. Hurghada is kind of like it's not like this, but the way to explain it to you guys, because Egypt's a little bit different, is kind of like the Las Vegas of Egypt when you guys go there. You'll see that when you guys are there, right? So there's bars, there's casinos, there's restaurants, there's boardwalk, there's beaches. We stay at the Marriott property there. It's awesome. You can go diving there, you can go snorkeling there, you can do deep sea fishing there, you can do sandboarding, like whatever you could possibly imagine. They're gonna have it over over in Hurghada, and then Hurghada we're gonna bring you back up to Cairo. So it's a really good tour and what I recommend. So same thing, like all of our tours, if you're gonna start off in Toronto, you're gonna fly from Toronto and you're gonna arrive over into Cairo. Once you guys arrive into Cairo, you would picked up at the airport and you'd be taken transferred directly to your hotel where you get checked in. So in these hotels I'm showing you guys, so you guys know, this is our 3-star properties. Okay. Now in Egypt, the star rating is not the same. So if you go Google the Conrad right now, it's a 4.5 star. Okay. We call it a 3-star because if I told you guys it's a 4.5 star, and you guys got there, you'd be like, nah, it's not really a 4.5 star. Okay. We get that. I'd rather be real with you guys. Okay. So this is my lead-in category. Okay. I have so here we start off at Superior. We don't charm in Egypt. So then I have luxury and I have ultra luxury. When we're over in Egypt. So ultra luxury would get you something like if you guys ever heard of the Mina House, it's like where Oprah stays. That's every single room facing the pyramids. And it's like, to get up to our superior level and our luxury levels here, it's not that much more. So you guys know if you guys did want that experience. But pick up at the airport, take you to the hotel, get you checked in. Again, you guys will get your welcome guide when you guys are there, and then free time to relax. Again, Cairo is safe, so you guys know when you guys go there, like, and you've been there, like, it is safe. Will you get people coming up to you and like trying to like talk to you and sell you stuff? Absolutely you are, but like it's not like Johannesburg where like it's actually not safe. You know what I mean? Like in Egypt, in Cairo, if you wanted to walk around you could, but again, our hotels over in Cairo, same thing with what we're over in Johannesburg, it's like called full service hotels. So we've picked those out because they have everything that you would need to not leave the property. They have a gym, they have a pool, they have a restaurant, they have a bar, they have a spa, okay? And they have a convenience store. So if you just want to go get a bottle of water because you want a bottle of water, they'll have that there for you guys at the hotel, okay? The Conrad Hotel is an absolutely beautiful hotel that we use when you're over there. So again, free time to kind of do whatever you want. That evening, if you wanted to, because you've never been, right? You're going for the first time? Okay.
And you said you loved our itinerary.
I did. No, it's good. It's a good itinerary. You know what I mean, right? It's not with us, but no. Well, second best for sure. No, I'm just joking, right? So when you guys go there, there'll be a light show that they'll offer you when you there. I think it's like $50. They take you to the pyramids of Giza, and it's a laser light show where they put these laser projections onto the Sphinx, and they make it look like the Sphinx is talking.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's very hocus pocusy, but like if you've never been, it is good. It's $50.
Did you
so
see
like,
that, Chris?
if you want to
I need to do that.
Okay, yeah. If you want to do it, it's $50. You guys can go check it out. I've done it a few times, but some people love it. Some people have been there and been like, it's just too much, you know, right? So, and the thing is, like, so it's pretty cool if you do it, because I've done it, right? So you go there and you listen to like the Sphinx talk and tell you the history about the 3 pyramids, right? But then the next day on our tour, and tour you guys go with, you're going to go to the pyramids of Giza, and like our Egyptologist is going to explain to you guys the real history of Egypt, which is pretty cool, right? It's like how the aliens came. No, like, the Sphinx lies, you know what I mean, right? So, so again, the next day you go to bed, you'll wake up, you'll have breakfast included. Then we're going to go over the pyramids of Giza, so we'll get to go check out the pyramids of Giza. We're going to get there for 8:30 a.m. because the gates open at 9, and we want to be some of the first people there, because then you can get those iconic photos without everyone else there, which is awesome, okay? So we're going to go there. You will have quite a bit of free time there. The guide will probably spend like the 15-minute bus ride to get there explaining it, but then once you guys get there, he's going to go around and really explain the history to you guys. There are a lot of like questions about how they were built, who built them, and you will learn a lot that you might not know or might not think. But you know, if I asked most people who built the pyramids, a lot of people would say the slaves built the pyramids. But if you talk to a local Egyptian, he'll explain to you why that theory might not be true, because a lot of these pyramids, the pharaoh had passed away before they're finished being built, and the people believed in the pharaoh so much they continued to build these, right? So it is a really interesting history. You guys will find out when you guys are there. So you'll do that. You'll see the Great Pyramids. We give you the tickets to go into the Great Pyramid. So that's the largest pyramid there. We can actually go into the tombs and check them out, which is pretty cool. If you want, you'll have the option. We don't do it, but there's a local Berber family that we know that's there that you can hop into a camel and you take a camel ride around that, which you probably did when you were there, right? So
And
same
You
thing.
have to ride your camel.
You gotta
You
ride
have
a
to.
camel.
But getting up and down is not easy.
No,
so you guys know.
it is
It's an
interesting.
experience in
And
itself.
they take you way out in the back, and then
Yeah.
the photo, you get photos of the
Yeah, 'cause
pyramids
they
in the
look
back.
small.
It is pretty
On your
incredible.
head,
So, yeah.
pinching,
No,
sunglasses.
I would recommend
Yeah.
that.
It's like $20 or something.
It was,
$10.
and when I was there, I used a different company.
Yeah.
And they said they had their go-to
Yeah.
company. And they're like, you don't
go to
You don't need to pay anything more,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but your guide probably
He's
will
gonna
ask for more.
Yeah.
Mine was like a 16-year-old kid and I think his 8-year-old brother that
Yeah.
took the train of camels out.
Yeah, that's exactly it, right?
Yeah.
So, but it's a great experience. We'll do the camel ride
Oh,
when it's
yeah.
around
Gotta
there.
do it.
Then we'll go over to the Sphinx and you'll get your photos of kissing the Sphinx and all that kind of stuff right on the way out as you go through the markets. Then from there, we go to a place called Saqqara. So Saqqaras are the first step temple was ever built, built 3,700 years ago, which is pretty incredible. It's called Dozer's Step Temple. That photo does it no justice. It's some of the most intact ruins in all of Egypt, okay? So when you walk through the gateway to get to this photo here, the hieroglyphics that you guys are gonna see are some of the best preserved hieroglyphics other than the Valley of the Kings, which are actually underground, right? So really, really cool place when you guys go there. Then we're gonna go for lunch, and then you guys will board onto your guys' flight, and we're gonna go to the Royal Egyptian Museum, sorry. Then you'll board your flight, and we are gonna fly you guys down over into Aswan, okay? So you arrive to Aswan, get checked in your hotel, go to bed, wake up. The next day, we'll do our walking tour of Aswan, so you can check it out. If you want to do a felucca ride, you can do the felucca ride when you guys are there, and you'll get boarded onto the ship and everything. Go to bed on the ship in the port of Aswan. You'll go to bed, you'll wake up. The next day, if you want to, you can go over to Abu Simbel, what you did, right?
Yes.
Yeah, which is like, what, 4 a.m. wake up call?
To drive 3 hours across the desert.
And that's exactly it. So it is an early, like the earliest morning of any itinerary is this day. The reason why is there's only one highway, okay? And all the traffic goes one direction certain hours, and all the traffic goes the opposite direction certain hours, okay? We are one of the first groups to get in there, so we leave quite early. But this is something that you do not want to miss if you guys have the opportunity to when you guys are over in Aswan. The history of this temple here that you guys are seeing is incredible. So when the Egyptians built this, when King Ramses II built this, it was in a different location. And when they built it, he wanted to make sure that 2 days of the year, the sun directly shone in from the top of the temple on his birthday is 6 months after his birthday. And they nailed it when they built this temple. So again, on his birthday, the light shone through the exact circumference of the temple. You can still go see it. It's called the King Ramses Sun Festivals, when you guys can go see it, okay? Happens twice a year. Cool about it. You guys ever seen the movie The Mummy with Brendan Fraser?
Yes.
Okay, there's a scene in The Mummy, okay? It's a little bit like Hollywood glorified, okay? But the scene is, when Brendan Fraser gets into the tomb, okay? There's a mirror, and he reflects the mirror. The light hits off the mirror from the sun, and then lights up the entire temple, okay? That was the ideology of what King Ramses wanted to accomplish, okay? So you'll check that out when you guys are there, okay? When the French Revolution happened, the French Revolution came in here, and they were kind of like, we don't like where this is. It's too close to the Nile. It's gonna flood. It's not gonna work out. We're gonna move this. They moved this brick by brick to where it is now. But when they did all this, they knew that King Ramses wanted his temple to have the light shine through on his birthday. When they did the calculations, even in modern day, they couldn't figure it out, and it's 1 day off right now. When you heard that history, it is a pretty cool story. So it's a pretty cool temple you guys get to go to. Unlike when you guys go over to Wadi Rum, unlike when you guys go over to the lost city of Petra, if you ever go to Jordan, in Jordan you can't go into the temple. Here, you can actually go into it, which is pretty cool, right? So there's a famous movie that just happened with Gal Gadot called Death on the Nile. There's a pretty cool scene that happens over here as well, right? So again, Abu Simbel, really, really cool place. So check that out. It's an early morning, like you know. We get back to the ship by about 12 noon in the afternoon, because like I said, like you're back early. Then again, you guys will start to go on the ship, enjoy the ship, go to bed, wake up. First port of call is going to be in Edfu, so you'll check out Edfu when you guys are there. Then we're going to go over to Komobu. You'll check out Komobu. So these are the type of things you'll see. And then on the next day, we are going to end over in Luxor, Egypt, which Luxor is going to be the highlight of the tour, in my opinion. Luxor is one of the best cities over in Egypt because it has everything. So it has the Valley of the Kings, which are these photos right here. You have Karnak Temple, which is the playground of the gods, you see here. Some more of the temples, Karnak Temple, or Luxor Temple, sorry. And then top right hand corner, one of my favorite stories in Egyptian history, Hatshepsut's Temple. The only female pharaoh in Egyptian history, okay? Faked being a man to be able to do this. And when they found out that she was a female, they killed her.
Oh.
And then all of the statues they had of her, they chopped off her head and put King Ramses' head on top of it. The only reason why we know about this is because this temple here was covered by a sandstorm. They couldn't find it. This has all the hieroglyphics in it, so we know the story about it, okay? Really, really cool. Those years in Egyptian rule were some of the best years in Egyptian history.
Naturally.
Girl power!
Yeah, you know, right? Really, really, really cool
There's
story
some
there.
learning there.
Why are we not surprised?
Egypt has some incredible history, and they were so technologically advanced
Oh.
for their time.
Yeah.
It's
the
something
aliens.
else. You know what I mean? It's the aliens, right?
They
aliens.
figured out the light. right?
Yeah. It's pretty incredible. So that's why I love Egypt, because like I said, no matter what, you kind of have everything. You know what I mean? So you get to check out your major things there. So Valley of the Kings, King Tut's tomb. King Tut's tomb. So when we go to Valley of the Kings, probably same thing as you, we give you 3 tickets. You can go to any 3 tombs you want. Okay. So our guide will recommend the 3 best. He'll be like, these 3 are going to be your best because like the hieroglyphics are the best, or the biggest, or the best, or that, right? Some clients want to go to King Tut's tomb. King Tut is very famous. Everyone knows King Tut. The reason why King Tut is so famous is because King Tut's tomb is the only tomb that actually had treasure and gold in it. Before that, all the raiders came in and they raided all the tombs. There's no gold left. But King Tut's tomb was never found. So a farmer was walking along and tripped over a rock and tripped over it. It's like, what's this? Started digging, and that's how they found King Tut's tomb, and all the gold was in there, including his mask, which is very, very famous, right? So his temple, I don't know if you went in there, I've been in there.
It's the only one there too with the mummies still
Yeah.
there.
And it's like, it's not as glamorous as some of the other temples you go into, because King Tut had a very short rule. I think King Tut was only in rule for
No,
20,
he
8
died
years.
at 20 years.
Yeah. He only had a rule
When
for
he
like
was
6
young, right? He
years.
started when he was young.
Super young, right? So he doesn't have all the stories that the other pharaohs did, right? So really cool place to check that out. We're gonna spend 2 nights over in Luxor, and then we're gonna head off over into a place called Hurghada. Okay, Hurghada, we stay at the 5-star Marriott. It's there. No matter what itinerary, whatever you guys choose, it's always this hotel. So you guys know. If you guys chose luxury, it'll just be a different room category. So if you guys are in our superior, it'll be a run of the house room. If you guys went into our luxury, that you guys would have an ocean view, and then if you guys had to choose our luxury plus, it'd be a beachfront walkout property. Okay, but we always use the Marriott there. Reason why is because it's awesome. Like it's an absolute stunning hotel. They have a private island you get to walk across to. Here they have like 4 pools, 4 bars, 4 restaurants. It's in the best location in Hurghada. It's a nice place to relax. The one thing I love about this tour is we have a 9-day tour that does everything I talked about, but then after Luxor, you go right back up to Cairo, okay? So it's 9 days, it's a little bit cheaper, but this one here is nice because after you do this, you get to go to the beaches of Hurghada, and you get to relax on the beaches for 3 nights, no itinerary. Sleep in, come and go as you please, do whatever you want, and when you guys are here, you can do diving, you can do snorkeling, deep sea fishing, parasailing, 4x4ing, ATV, sandboarding down the dunes that are there. There's lots and lots and lots of things to do when you guys are there. So you'll love Hurghada. You can try out the traditional dish here. The traditional dish in Egypt is pigeon. So you can try pigeon when you guys are over there if you want. Yeah. So I tried it. It's awful. But if you want to do it, like it's like, you know what I mean? I wasn't a fan, to be honest. I maybe I got a bad good nose. Like I had it. Like what they do is like you see the pigeon and like they stuff it with rice. And then you eat kind of the meat with the rice. Anyways, it wasn't my favorite dish, but when in Rome, when in Egypt, you gotta try that.
I had camel in Hurghada.
Okay, but camel's delicious.
Yes.
So, yeah,
This is
not bad,
where,
right?
on our tour, this is where we get on our liveaboard in Hurghada.
And you'll love
And then
it.
we go
Like
for a
Hurghada's
week of
amazing,
diving.
yeah. And the Red Sea is stunning, and a lot of treasure out there as well. So you do that. Then you guys will go to bed after your few nights, and then you will drive back up to Cairo. Once we get back up to Cairo, we have free time over in Cairo. We are going to go to the Royal Egyptian Museum, which is the photo right here. We do it at the end of the tour now. I know I said at the beginning, we've switched it. We now do it at the end of the tour because once you've seen everything and then you come to the museum, it all makes sense. We were doing it at the beginning of the tour before, that's why it started off that way. But you go there and it's still, we want to get you excited about everything you're about to see. You're like, we're going to see all these amazing things. And you get to see them, it's kind of cool. But seeing them first and then coming back and see the artifacts is a nice way of doing it. So we do that right outside the Royal Egyptian Museum. Is something called the Kanalili Market, which is the 3rd largest outdoor markets in the entire world. So any knickknacks that you want to grab, any souvenirs, you can get them there. Our guide will walk you around. There's also bartering going on there. Then we'll go to Saladin Citadel, which is over here. One of the mosques you guys get to go to and check out. You go to bed, you wake up, we transfer to your airport, and we fly you home. And that tour there with flight from Toronto is $27.49. So yeah, so really good value there if you wanted to get over to Egypt and check it out. So, but I've definitely gone over my time now. But I was really excited with you guys, and I wanted to show you guys these tours, right? So. But I know, seriously, right? So
33 days.
But
Time off.
Time off at Arrays.
and a raise. So, but like I said, I know we talk about these destinations, but if Portugal with us, for example, 9 days in Portugal, we have an outstanding product in Portugal with flights from Toronto. It's $17.99. Yeah, like so, it's a great deal. Like our product over to Ecuador and the Galapagos, where we're going to start off over in Quito. We get to go over into Tena, into the rainforest. Then we fly you to San Cristobal. We do a few nights on San Cristobal. Then we take you over to Guayaquil with flights in Toronto right now. It was on sale for $24.99.
What?
Yeah, and that includes your internal flights from Quito back over to San Cristobal and back. There's lots. Like, so when you think about us, like, or we have Peru. Like I'm doing a tour of Peru when I'm over there in May. It's with flights from Toronto. We'll do Lima. Do Lima for a few nights. We fly you over to Cusco. We do Cusco. We take the train, luxury train up to Aguascalientes, and then we're gonna go over to Machu Picchu. See Machu Picchu. We do a walking tour of Cusco. We come back down. It's 7 nights in destination, but 9 days. That tour is $18.99 a person. So. And it's our charm level, you know what I mean? So if we get up to our like Superior, which where I'm staying at, it was $23.99, and then get to our luxury, it's $27.99. That 7-day tour might be too short for Peru. We have a 10-day tour, which will take you to Lake Titicaca, and you can do Lake Titicaca, and then come back up to Lima. It's a little bit more expensive, but yeah, so really good value all around the world. Whether you're going to Brazil or Argentina, which we did, and then exclusive to Tammy is if you guys book by the end of the month, and I might be able to extend it a little bit longer, let's just say like April 4th kind of thing. Whatever the lowest possible price is, Tammy can give you, if your trip is for the two of you, $3,000 or more, she'll give you $300 off. If it's $4,000 or more, we'll give you $400 off. If it's $5,000 or more per couple, we'll give you $500 off. So some of these tours that I'm talking about, like this, even like, you know, this tour here, for example, for the two of you
You did
guys,
that for two of you, it'd be $500 off.
yeah, so you'd be looking at less like $5,000 for two people to go away, right? So, so really good value if you guys are looking to get away for anything. So,
And
then
if
you
you
travel
get the
now.
air, I'm sorry, and if you get the air taken off,
Yeah.
because if you do points, would that make a difference to the price?
Of course, so like
Okay.
she'll quote you whatever our land only price is, because on all of our tours we have land only. The only thing that you'll see this when you guys see it, but like, I think my land only price on this is like $2,000 per person. For you to find airfare for $750,
Yeah, it's hard.
it'll be hard.
But if you want to use your points, you could.
You could, but you
Yeah.
could.
Use the
100%
points,
can.
your fees are gonna
Yeah.
take a big chunk of that right there.
Yeah, well, like, but like,
But,
all of
but
our
at the end of the day, there's
airfares,
options for you, because there are people that have
Absolutely.
like a lot of
Because they
points.
might wanna fly
Business.
business class,
and
in
then
which case you do it and
Oh,
it's
it's
good,
awesome.
or you
Yeah.
fly
But you
prison
can
class
also,
like
when
I normally do.
When I booked the Italy trip, then there was an option to add on a business class, like, and then they had 25 different flight routes to pick from, which times they want to leave on. So it's very flexible.
Oh no, it's his foot.
But you can go to the Exoticca website, and pretty soon we're gonna have a link, hopefully, from our website, but you can go and say, oh, here's what I'm thinking, here's what I'm thinking, let me know, and then at least we can put kind of hold on it to get the discount. But that's great, I wasn't expecting, that's a very nice discount, thank you. And it's kind of great to kind of launch something.
So not, I see here, not all of the days have all the food included. Like I see, for example,
exactly,
Yes.
absolutely.
Prakata is an all-inclusive.
Yeah.
Right, whereas other times you'll be paying for your own lunch and dinner and
Yes,
stuff like
but
that.
all the tours
That's fine.
always have the full breakfast.
Yeah.
And then I
Breakfast
saw
are
on some
always
of them, it
included.
looked like you had a lunch and a dinner, so they'll have other ones too.
Yeah, it'll be periodic.
You're always
But
gonna
on
get
the, but on the tour, it's fantastic, because if you ever go on the website, it actually says, oh, I wanna go on this tour, and they'll say, okay, well, here's what we included, and here's what's extra. So it's very good to kind of see.
Very transparent.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you kind of know, but then because you wanna be flexible, so they don't wanna include a dinner if maybe you're not even in that part of the
The
city.
problem, we used to
That's the
include,
problem, right?
we
Then
used to
it just-
include more
yeah.
meals. The problem is when you do meals included, you get to the restaurants, right? They'll give us a set menu. The set menus almost work for people, and the problem is like, whenever you do a set menu for whatever reason, they always charge you a little bit more per person kind of thing, so it's like,
Yeah.
they might charge us, like, say, $20 a person, right, you know? But then you like get to, like Egypt to eat, you've been there, it's super cheap. Like literally, it's super cheap, so like, you'll see the menu prices, and you'll be like, the meal I just got was worth $10, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
right? You don't really find the value in it, so like, we usually include meals in places where you can't go out, which like, when we're in Kruger National Park, for example,
You have a box.
it's not like you
Nowhere
can
to
walk
go.
around and go to the restaurant, you're stuck on the lawn, do you know what I mean? It's like,
Well,
we're
and
gonna
at
get
the-
quick
and
meals
at
there,
the
you know what I
Castle
mean?
Lodge, you also have dinner included.
Exactly, and that's why, and that's what we had to do, because you
Yeah.
can't go anywhere.
But the-
But in Cape Town, there's restaurants everywhere,
But
we're
to
not
your-
gonna include the dinner
To your
set.
point though, it's all about transparency.
Oh,
Here's
yeah,
what's
it's all
included,
there.
here's what's not.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
that's what we want.
Yeah.
And what kind of currency? Oh, sorry. What kind of currency do you take? Is it
So-
always American money, or
So
is
all
it?
my prices are Canadian.
These are
Oh,
Canadian,
these are
these
Canadian.
are
All
Canadian
prices,
prices.
yeah.
Even
So it's
better
all
deal.
Canadian, yeah.
Yeah.
No, when you get to destination, you'll use their local
Their
currency, you know what I mean, right? So if you're over in Egypt, you'll use the Egyptian pound. If you're over in South Africa, use the South African rand. Most people, those countries take American money, no problem,
like
right?
it.
Yeah, exactly.
But which, I really love the idea of just adding on the private tour.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just kinda nice if you don't like a lot
You know
of
what, the
people.
one day
That's
safari.
Right,
for
right, Peter?
140
You don't like a lot of people around.
I love
you.
everybody.
He's gonna do a private tour. But he likes us.
He can do
I
it.
love
Right, so
everybody.
I'll be with everybody else.
That's crazy.
I mean,
Meg and I'll go
it
there.
was
Yeah, yeah.
Peter can go.
It's on Peter Day.
It's support Peter Day, these are all
Support.
questions for you.
Which is pretty amazing though, you know what I mean?
Yeah, extra take your scuba gear.
So you mentioned before that you've got the trips going all year long, but there's some destinations where you just don't want to go this time of year because it's rainy season, but if you can plan it perfectly, you want to go
Travel
this
agent
time.
to let you know that stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
So like you put that type of information on the website?
It goes all there, yeah, for
Okay.
sure, right? But the same thing, and like you'll see the price difference too. Like if you're gonna like that Portugal tour I talked about, so $1,800, right? I said right. So that's gonna be in off season. So if you want to travel October, November, December, or like January, February, March, you'll get that price. You want to go in August?
the best time to
You're
go.
not.
It's just
You're
the best
not.
time to go to
Yeah,
Portugal.
you know, right? So like,
Absolutely,
yeah.
it's not crowded,
It's
not,
not.
it's
not
not
hot.
Well,
But if you want to go
it
July and
depends what
August,
you're
July and
looking for.
August, you're
Yeah.
that exact
Yeah.
same tours.
I think
25.
everything in July and August costs more.
Super.
And especially
Oh,
Europe, you know what I
but
mean?
it's
Right?
also-
It's always
Europe
going to
takes
be
August off, right?
and
They're all
that's it.
Right.
right?
Italians
So-
are
Yeah.
gone, right?
Yeah.
Everything's
Yeah.
closed.
Yeah.
But no, I love the flexibility, and that's why we thought this is perfect for us. Because Mike has, I mean, you have all
We
that
had
knowledge and.
Yeah.
Florence
That's
in
great.
October.
So to
Perfect.
state,
And I agree
to
with you
state
there.
the obvious
Yeah.
though, because Tammy and I talked about this. If you can go and shop on the website at Exotica and find the tour you want, but you're best to book it through Tammy, not necessarily directly through Exotica, because Tammy will have special deals from Mike for float and flag travel
Yeah.
that you won't have access to.
No.
So you're never going to pay more through Tammy than what's on the Exotica
Absolutely.
website.
Only less.
You might pay less, and
And
you
like
might get more if
having
there
a
are
travel
special
agent,
things.
yeah,
So,
is really good. to
so
have
I
you guys
know
have it
I know
along
it's
the way.
easy to go and do it direct on the Exotica site. They've made it easy. It's good, but it's just as easy because you can phone up Tammy and say, "I want that Portugal tour. I want it May the 7th to the 28th."
But the thing is, like, no matter like with
Boom.
us or like whatever company you guys book with or whatever, look like, unfortunately nowadays, schedule change. I don't know if you guys have flown a lot, but like
Oh, yeah.
schedule changes, deviations are a thing. You know what I mean? And like they're a nightmare to deal with. You know, when you go through a travel agent, Tammy gets to deal with all that fun stuff
Oh,
for
yeah.
you guys. She has to wait on hold with her again. No, because then you actually call us, and then we wait on hold
Oh,
for
yeah.
her. But, like, either way,
Oh, I love that
it's,
part.
yeah, you know,
Yeah.
right? So, but the
Yeah.
same thing. Then you're fully protected too by everything, right? So, and same thing. There are different rules like. Through Tammy, like I know it's gonna sound crazy to you guys, but through Tammy you can pay by credit card. If you book with us directly, you can only pay 20 with our prices. You can only pay 20% of your tour by credit card. The rest is gonna be bank transfer, not through Tammy. Tammy can do the whole thing with credit cards. You can get your points, credits, and all that stuff, right? So there's big advantages to going through a travel agent for sure. So
And if we book through Tammy, we also get the advocacy that we get from Tammy.
yeah.
She becomes our agent.
For better or for worse. No,
For
yeah.
better or for worse.
So you know, right?
That's an added value.
Yeah,
You know, I
it
would
is,
get
it
paid
absolutely
in
is.
the ass by 10.
Yeah.
I need
exactly.
help.
Yeah.
And I'm here to help.
Oh, she is.
Honestly,
What time is it there?
I think we were on the
Yeah.
call like 11 o'clock at night before you flew off to.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I know
you
we
know,
had that
right?
big-
So,
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, like I said, like we're
And it's
all
nice
two
because we
guys.
even, because that one when we were looking at the Italy, we even got to put the trip on hold for like, it was like, I forget how many
40
hours.
Yeah.
Just, oh, I think I want this, I'm not sure. So we just put it on hold to block the space and to get the price, because sometimes there's sales all the time, but this was like a 45% off sale. And so sometimes it's 25, so it all changes, but we were able to block the space,
Yeah.
which was nice.
And one thing you should know about us too, like we deal with live airspace. Okay, we don't have any special privileges. Like airlines, unfortunately, it's not us. They can change their price at any
yeah.
point in time. It's like you might go on my website one day or talk to Tammy one day, and be like this price is $27.49 for October 18th departure, and then 2 weeks later you call her, but I want that October 18th departure. The airline might have raised the price on us.
Yeah.
It could come down in price, you know what I mean, right? So just depending on. So with Tammy, you can put the tour on hold for 48 hours, and it holds the price as well. So for example, like let's just say the price changed, you guys want to eat it, Exotic eats the cost of that. You know what I mean, right? So we'll hold it for
So how do
48
you
hours.
guys make
for you,
money
so.
if you're giving away?
Just everyone else is making too much money. That's the question. That's the difference.
I'm
you
a
know?
business
Volume.
person, so
All
it's
about
like,
volume.
these trips are pretty inexpensive, because I like to travel, so
Yeah.
I look at stuff all
Yeah.
the time.
Just economically priced. You know what I mean, right?
So the
like,
advantage
we-
for the big guys is they usually book big
Like, just-
blocks. They're regular. They're so regular.
I know
They
you
get
guys think
better.
we're, like, just to give you an idea, like, I know you guys, we're brand new to North America, okay? But my company's been around since 2012. Like over in Europe, because we're a European company, we're based in Barcelona, Spain. We're a household name. Just give you an idea, like last year alone, just, you know, like, it's all common knowledge, we're a public traded company, we did 400 million in sales. There are not a lot of travel companies out there, unless you're an airline, that are doing that. Like, our buying power and our volume is just like, it's just pretty high.
So what they're doing is passing along to the customer instead of like the other things that get involved. That's
Yeah.
the biggest.
And we don't use any consolidators, so meaning like, every contract that I hold is directly with the company. So I go to the Hilton, I directly contact the Hilton, we have a contract. Like Air Canada, I'm in IATA, we go directly to Air Canada. Other tour companies out there don't have that kind of buying power, so they use something called a consolidator, which will be like, you know, someone else that holds contracts and sells to the masses. We're direct, so we kind of save that money without having that middleman in there. So.
Sorry, I just.
Yeah, no, it's fair. It's fair.
Good
Like,
question.
it honestly, like, a lot of like I said, like, I do this, and a lot of people are like, how do you do it? And that's why, like, when you go to our website, you check it out. Like, we don't hide anything. We show you the exact hotel you're staying in. It's not like it's like maybe like this. It's a 3-star. Like, you're staying at this hotel. You're on this flight. Like, you get to pick out everything with us. There's no surprises. On our website, when you guys go there, like, it'll have the link to what's it called? To TripAdvisor, to be able to
Compare?
yeah, so like watch this. Like this is the tour I talked about earlier. But you go down. So you want my charm hotels? These are my charm hotels that I use.
And then you can easily click a button and go, oh, here's how much it would be for the other hotels.
You want to hit Superior? So you hit Superior. I think it's Superior.
And it's really nice within your quote too. You get this like
It tells you the
17-page document, and it tells you all the hotels, all the extras you can book, and it's all there in the quote. It breaks it all down, and then you can even decide, oh, I want to book this,
And then
this
right
before
here,
I go.
you click on this. Takes you directly to TripAdvisor. You can read the reviews. We're not here to hide. Like for our price point, we're not here to hide it. You can read the reviews and be like, you know what? This sounds like a terrible hotel. I want luxury. You know what I mean? You can upgrade. You might read the reviews and be like, you know what? This is fine for what we want. You know what I mean? So like I said, like you'll know everything before you
Or,
travel.
like,
So.
I'm thinking for Johannesburg, can you do luxury in one location
No.
and, okay, so
No.
it's.
It's luxury because like remember,
It's just easier because of the
if
group.
you're on a luxury tour, you're on a luxury tour.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If you're on a charm tour, you're on a charm tour. And then the quality of service isn't different, but we're not going to mix luxury clients with charm clients, right?
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you just don't want.
It's harder. It's just harder logistically. There's different expectations. It is a different.
Yes.
It is
Oh,
different,
Peter has a
so.
question.
Do you have cancellation policy or what's involved?
So yeah, when you book with us, once you put your deposit down, everything is 100% non-refundable, non-changeable. So another way we get these great prices, okay? However, we do have an insurance policy you can take out. I think like on a tour like this, I'll say it's like $250. If you take the insurance policy, you can cancel up to 30 days prior for any reason. So you'd be like, you know what? Sky's not blue enough today. Something happened to my family, whatever.
And you get a voucher,
cancel,
right?
and you get a credit.
Voucher,
The full amount will be on credit for you guys. So, and then you can use it. The credit never expires. So if you're like, yo, I don't want to go to Egypt anymore, but I really want to go to
Somewhere else.
Ireland. You know what I mean? But not this year, 2026. You can put it towards that. So it
And
never
then we also
expires.
do obviously manual life insurance if you decide you just don't want it at all and you want your money back. There's lots of options there.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you can get double insurance in essence.
Well,
If you take manual life, if you
don't-
get
If you take manual life,
you
it
can-
trumps the
yeah.
other one
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah,
Or
because
just
it
a
all
basic
depends.
one.
If you're okay with a voucher to go somewhere else, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Right? So that
That'll
might be
be
fine.
low,
But then
yeah.
you want to make sure you're obviously covered for medical and other things.
It's only 30 days too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's exactly it. Where manual life would be up to like what?
Premium protection's 30 days. For what? Oh, sorry.
CFAR? Is it CFAR?
Oh, cancel for any reason is up to 2 weeks before, 80%
Okay,
back,
okay.
with the premium protection plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're 30 days, so they give you a little more coverage than we do, right? So,
Yeah.
But Tammy can help you guys out with all that kind of stuff.
But
Right? So,
if there's a baboon on the bus, we call Tammy.
you call Tammy. So like, just so you know, with us, like our app is incredible. I need to get to go into the app with you
Yeah,
guys.
because
but,
everything's in there. All your contacts are there. All your documents are there. Like, and
it's
you
an
know,
offline app as well, meaning
Yeah.
that if you don't have Wi-Fi, you don't have signal, you don't have data,
That's
you can
good.
still use it.
Yeah.
And it's a messaging service, okay? Now you do need Wi-Fi. The messaging service is directly hooked up to your guide. But let's just say it's 8 o'clock at night. You're in downtown Rome. You're like,
Where am I?
forget the hotel name. Or you're like, what was that restaurant the guy recommended? You just go in your app, you type and be like, hey, listen, like, what was the restaurant? And he'd be like, it's this. And
Yeah.
he'll
Cafe
tell you.
de
It's
Rome.
all live time for you guys.
Yeah, it's nice.
The app is really cool. It's
That's right.
you know, so
I gotta watch that video of the baboon of the West now.
yeah, it's on Facebook. Yeah, it's all on there. So
It's like a
What are
family
the
reunion.
age demographics like?
average age on our tours are about 55. I mean, it's all 55-year-olds, like, it's every walk of life that comes on our tours, so you know what I mean? And you'll see it different depending on, like, you know, our charm level's a little bit younger, our luxury's a little bit older, right? So average young luxury is about 59, charm level's about 49, but again, like, we have honeymoon couples, we have, like, the younger generation that wants to get on there because the price point's good. There are people
Multi-generational
that are
too, sometimes.
multi-generational,
Yeah.
mother and daughter combos that want to get away, obviously, right? So
this
wedding
room would bring your
anniversaries-
average age down.
Exactly, yeah,
Gotcha,
yeah, there
okay,
you go,
good.
you know, right? So we should go on a trip together.
Let's
you know
try
what I
to
mean?
do
Oh, yeah,
Right?
yeah,
So
well,
you
I
guys
think
will
there
like
might
it
be,
out.
there might be an organized trip
Yeah.
somewhere.
To Africa.
Yeah.
I know we gotta-
I don't like.
Tanzania,
We have so many, like,
Iceland,
honestly, I go everywhere. You know what I mean,
Morocco.
right?
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
like,
yes.
if you guys ever know about Southeast Asia, our product in Southeast Asia is like Europe's really good, but Southeast Asia is incredible, and the
Okay.
value in Southeast Asia is amazing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
she's got Bali all covered
Oh,
for
yeah,
you
we have
guys,
Bali.
right? So, yeah.
Yeah, the Aranui, like,
No, we have we could do a Bali tour.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
As Exoticca doesn't have a Bali tour.
we don't
We were
know.
telling him over dinner
Yeah.
about our tour, and he's like, I didn't know there was that much to do in Bali. We're like, oh yeah.
We find like, cause Bali for us, anyways, and more
Yeah.
like how I said to you earlier,
Yeah.
it's like a flop and drop.
Yeah.
We go to like, you know, certain places like Philippines. We didn't have tourists for the Philippines for the longest time because we're just kind of like, how can we fill a week without
Yeah.
just laying on a beach for, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's the volcano. There is a lot of things to go see in the
Yeah.
Philippines. We do have an itinerary now that does island hopping
So
from
you have
Boracay
nothing
and
to
stuff.
Bali?
So
Not
we
yet.
do Jakarta, we do Indonesia, we don't do Bali.
interesting.
Too many Aussies. No, no, right? So.
They're like the Germans.
Yeah, right.
Well, I just want to say thank you. That was awesome.
No, thank you.
Anything else?
Yeah.
You had us.